gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú jòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bọ́ mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tó bá jó lóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ á gbé wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ da mi dúró títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lódò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wa lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa.
Koiki Media, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn sálára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá.
Koiki Media, Koiki Media, Koiki Media, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ìníhùn ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó lórí kodò bí àdán ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga.
Òdúdú àkóbá lè gbé wá.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣègìrì ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀ ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀ àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
Koiki Media àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koiki Media ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀ àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o Koiki Media ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjàfẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o tọkàntọkàn.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá yọ.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you one closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o tó ń kan gígo lára ni.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́ àwa ní bàbá o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Òdùdúwà lágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àkìsọ̀dálẹ̀ àkìsọ̀díkẹta.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúró tán àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media we bring you one closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Is around o.
Give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Koiki Media.
But there seems to be some confusion in Yoruba land. I see that maybe perhaps the generality of the people do not feel as passionate about self-determination. And secondly, there is all kinds of positions. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are talking about self-determination.
You don't know this. You don't know the nature of the Yoruba society. You don't. Most of the young people, and they are the majority in Yoruba land, want the self-determination of their Yoruba nation. That's the truth of the matter. That's what is keeping the movement going. And they are also doing so in the diaspora. Yoruba young men and women all over the world want their own country, separate from Nigeria. You cannot deny that. No matter how much you want to pander to the government, you cannot deny that.
But
that's the truth.
But anyway,
the important thing, however, and I'm surprised that you are not talking about that, is that the Yoruba people who are fighting for self-determination are telling the world and telling themselves that they will do it only peacefully. We are Yoruba. We know our status in the world. We know our status in the black world. We do not want to destroy the peace of Nigeria, and we do not want to bring difficulty into the lives of any other group in Nigeria. But we want to get out of Nigeria. That's it.
Well, Prof, you were a strong member.
And you're not talking about that. You are asking me questions. You are asking me questions as if what Onitiri did has the support of the majority of Yoruba people who want self-determination. It is not true.
Well, Prof,
she has a small minority of a section that is ready to do illegalities. A year ago, they went and attacked a radio station in Ibadan, and so on. Now this year, they are attacking the entire government of Ibadan, and so on. No, but we have never sent anybody to go and do that, and we do not support it or encourage it.
Prof,
and we think it is criminal.
Prof,
and so if they get punished for their criminality, we have no objection to that.
Prof, you were a strong member.
But you cannot, because of them, generalize opposition to self-determination. You cannot.
Well, Prof, you were a strong member of the Unity Party of Nigeria, also a very strong member of Afenifere. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are now talking about self-determination. What is the difference, in these two ideological positions?
Yes, our fathers in Afenifere are doing the right thing, talking about restructuring, so that we can go back and live our own life the way we used to live it prosperously. They're doing the right thing. There is nothing wrong with that. But we, another group of people, larger in number than they, are now saying, no, self-determination is the answer, not restructuring. Why? Because when you restructure, you are still in Nigeria. The people who are coming and disrupting your life and destroying your farms and killing your women and raping your mothers and daughters and so on are still Nigerians. They still have a right to come to Nigeria. The only final solution to that is to separate, so that you have a separate Yoruba country where we can make our own laws and so on, to which we admit only people we want to admit. So nobody can claim that they have a right to come to our land. They don't have such a. But as long as we are in Nigeria, no matter what restructuring is done, they still have the right to come to our land and do the things that we are doing. Nobody is talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms. I am not hearing that. I'm hearing only about government. I'm not hearing about people. You are not talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms, and that the Yoruba nation is in danger of famine upon famine upon famine for years and years to come. You are not talking of the fact that the Fulani declared war on Nigeria on the 24th of January and 26th of January and said that Tinubu is not our president. We are going to Aso Rock. We will take over the seat of government there, and we will use this place to organize the conquest of the rest of Nigeria. You're not talking about that. You are not talking of people who said, no Fulani man must be arrested for the bomb in Ibadan. If you do, you will have bombs in every town in Yoruba, in Nigeria. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody is talking about the sheer insult of living in a country where some people are treating the government like that. You are talking about Onitiri and so on. Why do our...
Well, Prof, let me ask you this. Self-determination,
you are entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion, but what I'm saying is that your opinion rigorously avoids the truth. Rigorously.
But Prof,
avoids the truth.
Nigeria as Onigo Chiche told us in his research on ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, has over 300 ethnic nationalities. Will you recommend self-determination to all the other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria? For all these nationalities to break away?
Those who want it, don't ask me a general question. I'm asking for self-determination for a nation, the Yoruba nation. There are about 60 million people in Nigeria, and their territory is large enough to be a large country. So that's what I'm talking about. Any other nationality in Nigeria that wants self-determination is free to ask for it. I cannot come and ask for self-determination for nations that are not mine. No.
Well, Prof, as we have this, we're having this conversation.
The welfare of millions of people for generations to come may be affected by the wisdom which we here display. If Nigerian leaders and our British partners are to prove themselves worthy of their trust, now is the time for us solemnly and truly to dedicate ourselves to seeking the greatest good of the greatest number of our people in Nigeria.
Wow. Very good afternoon and welcome once again to the Outreach Awareness. A beautiful weather from London, and it's so very warm, I believe, in most parts of the world, including Nigeria, where as many of our listeners and as many of at least the population of those that we are asking the right for Yoruba nation are also residing. So I am Olayomi Koiki, known as Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to our doorsteps. Also, as we continue to engage, as we continue to dialogue, and as we continue our quest to self-determination. As many people do not understand the meaning of self-determination, so it is important that every now and then, we allow ourselves to be told what self-determination is all about. What is it about? Is it about politics? Is it about... It's all about something. And when we talk about self-determination, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ̀ tó mean, wọ́n kàn ń gbọ́ ni. But the reason why we are here is because we like to explain it to you. Let's listen to this as it is Benny Sandy. He was asked about the right of the Scottish people to self-determination. The UK election is just camped down. Atiwani on the 27th, if I'm right. So within the next couple of days, election will be held here on the 4th of July, God's willing. Without ballot snatching, without killing, without anybody intimidated. The current politician, let me move like this. Àti Kwara àti Kogi tí I insert a picture wọn. I will try and see if I can get that picture and drop it behind the bar because I want wá sí Lagos State. Ṣé gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ń rí gbogbo wọn pátá ni wọ́n ń lo àwọn thugs láti fi intimidate yín during election. Don't worry about the way they are dressing as a innocent people. They are all criminals. Látòkè délẹ̀. Criminals ayé àtọ̀run ni wọ́n. Ọwọ́ wọn dẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń kówó tó fi ní kó máa fi ṣe ìtọ́jú fún ìwọ tó ń béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ diaspora. So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa tẹ́ ń wọlé. Self-determination. What does it mean? This is the reason why awareness of Yoruba nation should not stop. And we are doing very well with all our medias across the board.
There is one constitutional issue in the UK that I'm really interested genuinely to know what your opinion is on it, and that's Scottish independence. Look, it might be something that you haven't given much thought to, but over here it's such a live debate because, of course, we're looking for a new leader of the Scottish National Party. And one of the arguments is that, look, Scotland tends to tack more left politically. They've obviously had a Conservative government in Westminster for over a decade. What's your instinct on it? What's your gut say?
Look, I'm not an expert on UK politics. I very much appreciate what the people of Scotland have done, what they're fighting for. And my, initial thought, not being an expert, they want to go their own way, they should be allowed to.
So you think they should at least have the opportunity to
That would seem to me. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Don't worry, that's just between us.
Okay.
Don't worry, it won't go anywhere.
They were laughing. Don't tell anybody about it. In terms of òyìnbó yẹn lè máa yára bí ìgbà tó ń fi mú sọ̀rọ̀. I understand. It's like that when I first came into this country. But along the line, I was able to understand, how and the way, the languages are different and the way we all speak in terms of the accent. So what you've just listened to there are the Scottish people. Àwọn ará Scotland, wàá sọ pé ó yá pronounce it, Scotland, pronounce it now. Ìwọ tó náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation pronounce. Tí bá ní visa Scotland wà ní bíbá ẹ̀ nísìn, ó wà lọ́wọ́ mi pé mo ní 20. Ìwọ tó náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation ló máa kọ́kọ́ reach out sí mi pé Mr. Koiki báwo ṣe máa gba visa yẹn. Ó yá pronounce it, sọ pé Scotland, sọ pé Scotland, wàá ní Scotland. Àwọn wo ni Scotland? O máa ń wo football àbí? O máa ń wo football náà, ìwọ tó náà fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. O ń wo football, o ṣáà máa ń wo football. Àwọn tó lọ ń gbá football lè ṣe ní Euro 2024. Wàá ní Scotland. Jẹ́ n tún play lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, jẹ́ n play video lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Wọ́n ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Bernie Sanders lára àwọn sínétọ̀ wọn l'Amẹ́ríkà pé kí ló rò sí ọ̀rọ̀ bó ṣe bí àwọn ṣọ́ra àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn mi máa gbọ́ kẹ́gbọ́n ń ṣe ọmọlúàbí gbogbo wọn bó ṣe wà yẹn. Tó bá rò pé ọmọlúàbí kan wà láàárín wọn wọ́n ń ṣe ọmọlúàbí. Wọ́n wá ń bi wọ́n pé kí lẹ rí sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ni no we condemn ṣé ọmọlúwàbí wà lára àwọn eléyìí torí gbogbo tó dé fìlà Awólọ́wọ̀ àti tó dé fìlà Awólọ́wọ̀ torí tí yẹn bá dé fìlà Awólọ́wọ̀ kò ní shape. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR is just to give you the awareness that àti wà live. You have 4 minutes to join either the Twitter page, the Twitter or Instagram, because we're still trying to work around this MixLR. Ẹ fún wa ní support yìí ká lè ríṣẹ́ ṣe. We are having too much disruption on the Koiki media platform, but there's nothing we can do. Owó ní tó wọn ò bá sí nílé, máa ní kíyàwó ẹ̀ sí ọbẹ̀, eléyìí tátá tẹ̀ wọ́n Nàìjíríà nísìn. Màá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa iṣu Ghana fún yín, àwọn ọmọ mi ti edit fídíò yẹn tán, wọ́n ti send ẹ̀ sí mi báyìí. So yín tẹ́ wà lórí MixLR yín márùn-ún tẹ́ wà ń bẹ̀, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Mo kọ̀ láti sọ fún yín pé àti wà live torí ó lè jẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ máa rí notification. Mo kí yín dáadáa, Aláwọ̀ bàbá, Ògúnmọ́lá àtẹ̀yìn mẹ́ta tó kù tí mo rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yín, mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní. I'm using the laptop because I want to show you a few things at the back. Now, let's come back to the discussion. Àwọn olóṣèlú tó jẹ́ àwọn tó ń darí wa la mú wá. Ọmọlúàbí ni wọ́n, àmọ́ wọ́n náà wọ́n fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Wọ́n tẹ̀ náà wọ́n condemn ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ a gbọ́ Bernie Sanders lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
There is one constitutional issue in the UK that I'm really interested genuinely to know what your opinion is on it, and that's Scottish independence. Look, it might be something that you haven't given much thought to, but over here it's such a live debate because, of course, we're looking for a new leader of the Scottish National Party. And one of the arguments is that, look, Scotland tends to tack more left politically. They've obviously had a Conservative government in Westminster for over a decade. What's your instinct on it? What's your gut say?
Look, I'm not an expert on UK politics. I very much appreciate what the people of Scotland have done, what they're fighting for. And my, initial thought, not being an expert, they want to go their own way, they should be allowed to.
So you think they should at least have the opportunity to
That would seem to me. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Don't worry, that's just between us.
Okay.
Don't worry, it won't go.
Ó ní kò ní lọ anywhere, ó yá screenshot ẹ̀. screenshot ẹ̀ má sọ pé screenshot ẹ̀ ìtàn pé self-determination yẹn mo ń bọ̀ because I'm working with two hands. Media wàá máa ṣiṣẹ́ round the clock bí aago ni kọ́lọ́ Elédùmarè kó fún wa ṣe àwọn àkókò níṣẹ́ mi. Mo kí bàbá Akintoye ṣé ti screenshot ẹ̀ ṣé nǹkan síta lóòótọ́ article ni but kò ń ṣe pọ́kàn máa wá fún yín lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ó ní self-determination wọ́n sọ pé APC o wọ́n sọ pé PDP o wọ́n sọ pé political party o. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tẹ́ tí ń wọlé o ẹ bá mi máa ṣàlàyé fáwọn èèyàn wa o àní à ń ṣẹgbẹ́ o má ní ká lọ rẹ́gísítà fún political party àwọn ò ṣe political party àṣẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́ àṣẹgbẹ́ àwọn olè ẹgbẹ́ jàǹdùkú àwa ń béèrè fún nǹkan tí ó ń pè ní self wà ní ó yá pronounce ẹ̀ ó yá ìwọ náà máa pronounce ẹnu lé so that tó bá máa lọ sọ̀rọ̀ ní bíá palọ̀ kó má lọ sọ̀rọ̀ sọ pé self-determination sọ pé self-determination kí ló ń pè ní self-determination àti pé kí ló fi yàtọ̀ sí pé à ń ṣẹgbẹ́ bó kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa tẹ́tí ń wọlé ní méjì mẹ́ta ẹgbẹ́ wọlé share button. What God cannot do does not exist. Tá bá ní self-determination o lè fi ṣàn yẹn kó jẹ́ kó dàbí ìgbà tó fi ṣáyàn jẹ ara àjàlẹ̀ yín wà èèyàn á máa fẹ́ yín jà lẹ́ǹkankan tó bá dójú ẹ̀ wá bùjẹ́ ó ti gé mi jẹ́ Mike Tyson gan géèyàn jẹ létí sọ pé ìwọ náà sọ pé self-determination ó yá pronounce it now sọ pé self-determination wàá rí pé ó yàtọ̀ sí political party ó rí pé kò ń ṣe the same alphabet pẹ̀lú APC bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti A eléyìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti S for Sarah S for sugar ó yá gbóhùn sókè now tó bá ti wá ní self-determination ó wá wà lábẹ́ article 3 according sórí logo tó rí yẹn tí ó dàbí ewé ó dàbí wheat ó dàbí kí ni mo pè wá ní wheat kí ló ń fi wheat ṣe nǹkan fi ṣe pọ̀ lágbàáyé mo ti lọ ra búrẹ́dì lénìí tóró wù mí jẹ mo ti ní pé ibi ìbàyẹn ni máa ti ṣí Nàìjíríà kúrò lọ́kùn ẹ̀ mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin kan ò ní gbọ́ bó iṣẹ́ tèmi náà ni pé mo ò ní gbà á ti tẹsẹ̀ bọ́ ṣòkòtò kan náà ìwọ tó náà ò ní gbọ́ yẹn èmi náà ò ní gbà bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn òyàwó náà pronounce self-determination wọ́n wá pé kinní kan ní indigenous people àbófẹ́ rójú mi ni mo lè gbójú mi wọlé ibi kámẹ́rà wà mo ń bọ̀ irọ́ má jẹ́ gbójú mi kan mo tún sẹ́ẹ̀tì fídíò kan fún yín ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ tó ń pè ní self-determination ká tó kúrò lórí ètò lẹ́nu o gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ bí ẹni tó fẹ́ lọ kọ́ ABDAE ẹ má bínú ti lo strepsil gbogbo ẹ̀ láti lò weather ti ń change ni àwọn dust oríṣiríṣi náà wọ́n máa ń affect gbogbo lungs nǹkan. You hear pronounce now wọ́n mú dúró dé self-determination kí ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ wá wá ní indigenous people àwọn wo ló ń pè ní indigenous people torí pé wọ́n sọ pé Nigerian people torí kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nigerian people British wọ́n sọ pé British ni ó create ká máa pè ní Nigerian people ọgbọ́n olè ọgbọ́n ká fi ẹran sí kinní kan ní Yorùbá máa ń sọ àwọn British ló mọ̀ nípa yẹn now indigenous people yẹn àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn ẹlẹ́yà kan náà àwọn elédè kan náà àwọn tó ń sọ èdè kan náà tí wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹlẹ́yà kan náà èdè wo gbọ́n ní Nàìjíríà ń sọ what language is Nigeria speaking kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ o ẹni tó ń defend Nàìjíríà nísìn kò mọ̀ èdè tí Nàìjíríà ń sọ ó kàn mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ẹni kò fún wa ní èdè wo ní Nàìjíríà ń sọ wọ́n wá ní indigenous peoples have the right, torí pé mo ti ń gbé ohun yẹn lọ sí accent Britain àbí British ini, you get me. Wọ́n ní indigenous peoples tó bá ti fi ẹ̀sìn kan ní tó pọ̀ ní tó bá ní people èèyàn kan, peoples èmi àti Afọlábí Ìdòwú, peoples èmi àti sister mi Ọláyẹmí Olóró, ẹjọ́ tí n bá ń pronounce orúkọ yín dáadáa ẹ máa pè mí lẹ́yìn o. Ìyá mi kan ti sọ fún mi pé Koiki bó ṣe ń pronounce orúkọ yẹn kò lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó bá ń pronounce ẹ̀ dáadáa orúkọ tó lẹ́wà ni mo lè má bẹ̀rẹ̀ hàn pé mo kọ́ Yorùbá nílé ìwé, torí pé tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo wa kọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa ni tó jẹ́ pé òun la fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ nursery, ta fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ nursery, ta fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbà tá a wà ní kindergarten, ta fi dé primary school, dé secondary, dé university, ṣe mọ̀ pé kò ní máa difficult. Àmọ́ nígbà tó ti di pé ó ti di bó lọ ya mi, wọ́n ní indigenous peoples. Ẹ bá wa bèèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn gómìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé ṣé wọ́n mọ̀ pé indigenous peoples ni wá ni? Wọ́n kàwé, ìwọ tó rí ìwé kà, gbogbo àwọn governors yẹn wọ́n kà díẹ̀díẹ̀, èyí tó kà gan sẹ̀ ó ti dọ́gbọ́n sí, ó ti ní result, ó ti ṣe certificate tí ó ti lu gèǹgé gẹ́gẹ́rẹ́rẹ́. Bọ̀ wọ́n wá ń jẹ́ kó yé wa pé àwọn ò ní support Yorùbá nation nítorí pé a kì í ṣe indigenous people, ẹni kan tuntun ẹ̀dà irọ́ ló ń pa. We are indigenous peoples. Kò ń ṣe èèyàn kan, èèyàn 35 million. Má sọ pé àìní Koiki àjù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ìwọ ṣe gbogbo ìwọ má wọ́rì nípa àjù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ. Ìwọ tẹ̀sí kọ́kọ́ wọ́rì nípa pé àwa indigenous peoples yẹn 35 million ló pè wá nínú Nàìjíríà according to Nigerian government. Ìwọ má argue pé because ibi tẹ́ bá ti argue a máa lose the real reason tá a ṣe fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Ẹ jẹ́ ká work with that numbers. Koiki àpọ̀ ní Cuba, Cuba kọ́ la ti fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation, inú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá la ti fẹ́ gbà. Àpọ̀ ní Brazil, ẹ sì fi gbogbo yẹn sílẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká play pẹ̀lú numbers tó wà nínú Nàìjíríà tó sọ fún wa. Indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. Wọ́n wá ní by virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status. Wọn ò ní political status yìí tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ti gbẹ̀gìrì àtẹwédú tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nínú Nàìjíríà. Ti gbẹ̀gìrì àtẹwédú, tí Okoko Michael, tí Abúlé Ẹ̀gbá wọ́n wọlé o, máa wọlé pẹ̀lú change ẹ o. Wọ́n nílò political status because political status tẹ́ ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ń fìyà jẹ àtẹ̀mí àti wọ́. Àwa ará àwọn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn máa ń dín àkàrà lójoojúmọ́ ni. Wọ́n máa wá àwọn tó máa wá fún láàkàrà yẹn jẹ. Èyí tó máa sọ pé ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká train wọn kọ́ lọ máa pẹja fúnra wọn. Àwa ń fún àwọn èèyàn lẹ́ja lójoojúmọ́. Ẹ wá ní ibi yẹn pé ẹ máa ṣoríire. Èmi ò níyàn kankan ò ní ṣoríire o. Àmọ́ àpẹ. Ṣòwárí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ self-determination là ń sọ. A sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ wá lọ dá political party sílẹ̀. A sọ̀rọ̀ àwa ọmọ Yorùbá a máa lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ APC ẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́. Intan sọpọ nìyẹn. What we are saying is that the Yoruba people, the indigenous peoples, have the right to self-determination. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé òyìnbó ló fi sọ ní abroad ó easy láti sọ pé have the right, but governor yín sọ pé ní right. Olórí burúkú ni wọ́n, they are born bastard. Mo kí ìyá mi, ìyá tó ti yára dá ó ti gbórí wọlé. Ṣé wẹ́dà yẹn tó ń lọ lọ́hùn dáadáa? Wọ́n ní indigenous peoples, àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Ẹgbọ́n wọlé share button. Wọ́n wá ní by the virtue of that right, pé a lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ nígbà tá a bá ti gba country wa ta make a declaration. Mo ò ní declaration Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí o, ìyẹn ò ń ṣe declaration o. Àwọn yẹn orí ń ta wọ́n ni o. Mo ń gbọ́ ìjìnlẹ̀ láàárọ̀ mo lọ sórí program èyí tó ti ṣe. Ó ṣorí borí àgbọn. Ẹni kó padà lọ sí àwọn sí Nàìjíríà mọ́. Àwọn ìjìnlẹ̀ sí àwọn ti kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Àwọn wèrè àwọn sínwín. àwọn ò sínwín ìjìnlẹ̀ náà ti kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà ó ní àwọn ti gba nation ó dẹ̀ wà ní Turkey àwọn kan wà l'Amẹ́ríkà àwọn kan ẹ̀tẹ̀tẹ̀ rẹ̀ wà Nàìjíríà ẹ̀rí tẹ̀ máa ń pa ẹ̀jẹ̀ gbójú mi wọlé mò ń bọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ sáré palẹ̀ eléyìí ó ní they determine their political status and freely pursue their economic and social and cultural development. Lóòótọ́ wọ́n lugi níbí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ní gbogbo títì t'Akérédolú ṣe wọ́n lójò ti gbé lọ àwọn èèyàn dáṣá Akérédolú má ti kú ẹ fòkú sílẹ̀ wọ́n ní gbogbo títì t'Akérédolú ṣe pátá omi ti gbé lọ. Bomb bastards.
Other countries were refused first, but we have to remember, and this is a really important point, that self-determination is an inalienable international right and a law as well. And other countries will recognise Scotland's democratic choice expressed at the ballot box. They will recognise that because that is the route that many other countries have taken in order to become independent. And just to make that point, that international law is very pragmatic on that point. So
mo mọ̀ pé òyìnbó yẹn fast tó bá gbé láàbùrọ̀ tó bá ń sọ àwọn òyìnbó báyìí Koiki bá mi ṣètumọ̀ gbogbo tó ń sọ yìí ó ti pọ̀ irọ́ ni kò pọ̀ ju ẹbírẹ́nì ẹ lọ bí ó ti jẹun lábẹ́ àgàrí ló mu sùn lánàá bọ̀ tó bá yẹ pé ó ti mu custard tó wá easy má rẹ́rìn o ẹyin mẹ́ta làgbàlagbà máa ń jẹ ìwé ìlú gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ ẹyin méjì nílé àgbàlagbà ni mí ẹyin mẹ́ta ni búrẹ́dì tí mo wá rà mo wá kì í sọ tí mo gbé ìgbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì sísá mi máa pè mí nísìnyí Koiki má máa jẹ àwọn ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń fi tó kù lẹ̀ mo ṣàmọ̀ pé mo mu custard mo máa tí mu juice mo morning juice la ilaha illallah Muhammadu Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam lágbàlagbà jẹun tó kó má mu juice ó dẹ̀ ń ṣe pé kò sápù juice nínú ilé mo dẹ̀ ṣe rà ní ó ti ń wọ́n nílùú iná díẹ̀díẹ̀. àníṣe tún farabalẹ̀ kí n play fídíò yìí other country will respect àmọ́ àwọn governors yín àwọn olè wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé tá a bá ti gba self determination ò ní máa tọrọ jẹ. wọ́n ní Koiki má jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní right tó bá ti jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní right tó bá ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní right àní máa fún wọn ní kúlíkúlí àtẹ̀pà mọ́ lẹ́bí 4 years. sórí wọn yẹn gbójú mi kúrò sórí gbogbo wọn bá ṣe wá yẹn wọ́n ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé o ní right tó ń pè ní self mo nẹ́ẹ̀mí ni máa ṣí ọkùn ẹ kúrò lára Nàìjíríà. Mo kí ẹ bẹ ṣe ń wọlé ẹ má ti bínú pé mo ti dárúkọ mo kí olóyè Ìgbòho mo ń ṣe program lọ́wọ́ olóyè pé mi mo já gbogbo program yẹn dànù ni olóyè gbọ́dọ̀ pè kí n má jẹ láàárọ̀ yìí ẹni tó bá get message olóyè ló pè mí ni mo dúró mo ti fẹ́ parí program yẹn bó ṣe pè wọlé mo já gbogbo network wálẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni torí private conversation ni kò ń ṣe fún public consumption àlàáfíà ló wà ó dúró pẹ́ńpẹ́ń tí wọn náà bá fẹ́ ṣe bí olóyè wọ́n ṣòkòtò kó lọ sí Ìgàngán kó tẹ̀ bàbá lọ lé àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ọ̀nà àwọn díẹ̀ kan ṣe ń ṣarí káàkiri lọ́nà Ìbàràpá bá ń lọ lé wọn máa jókòó sí London oníkùn bẹ̀m̀bẹ̀ olórí ńlá àtọbìnrin àtọkùnrin ẹ lọ Ìbàràpá kẹ lọ bá wa wọ ṣòkòtò kẹ lé Fúlàní wọ gbó kẹ lé wọn lọ ẹ lé wọn lọ ẹ lé wọn lọ ẹ lé wọn. mo níṣẹ́ ìyá Táíwò kíkẹ́ kí ló ń pa yín lẹ́rìn báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àgbàlagbà gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹyin méjì mẹ́ta ni mẹ́ta làgbàlagbà. àná àwọn politicians yìí wọ́n mọ̀ pé tó bá ti mọ tó ń pè ní self determination wàá sa eré kàbàkàbà gbọ̀wọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ lọ́sẹ̀ sọ pé we condemn condemn bàbá yín àti ìyá yín ẹ̀yìn wèrè one bastard. à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìran wa ẹ̀ ń sọ pé condemn ṣé dádì gbogbo yín ló create Nàìjíríà ṣé ńgbà tó ń create Nàìjíríà ẹ wà níbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe kàwé tó gbogbo wọn tó ti ṣe gọ́vnà láti ìtọ́ tí ń bọ̀ náà láti 1999 sọ́ńtọ́ mú jáde ní state ẹ̀ fún mi ẹ bá mi kọ àwọn governors tó má lọ sí state oní state èmi ti mú Daniel gbẹ̀ngàdà criminal olè ó mọ̀ pé self determination lọ́nà ó jókòó sí senate nítorí kó bá wa máa push bill pé a fẹ́ lọ ó níwọ̀n lọ ó ń gba 30 million ní every month kò tí ì sówó pátá owó ṣòkòtò owó wardrobe allowance ìwọ Davido ti lọ pẹ̀lẹ́ ó ti travel mò ń sọ ó mọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ ó ti lọ lórí private jet ti lọ holiday tó bá débi tó ń lọ la máa tó mọ̀ but ó ti travel happy wedding. Ó ti lọ wash new private jet ìwọ náà fẹ́ fly níbo ló fẹ́ fly lọ mo ń bẹ àdúgbò òkè wá wọ train òkè Ọlákúnlé náà fi sáré dé Èkìtì níbo ló ti máa mú train sáré mu lójú Ẹlẹ́gbà tó bá ti dójú Ẹlẹ́gbà connect tó máa dé Òṣòdì láti Òṣòdì wọ fast train bullet train tó máa gbé ẹ dé Oǹdó tó bá dé Oǹdó Bánkẹ́ Ọmọlúkà development ò ní dé sílẹ̀ Yorùbá o wàá kọ̀ máa rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ní àwòrán lórí social media space bíi ọ̀dọ̀ Koiki London hotel tó ní kankan tó bá lo àwọn ìlú kan mo ń wo àwọn kan lórí ní Shanghai the fastest train ó ń lọ sí 230 something kilometer per hour tó sáré pòpòpòpòpòpòpò moving train má dúró síwájú Yorùbá nation ó máa gbáyàn tí train bá gbá ìwọ kọ́ ló máa rántí mú pen láti kọ nọ́mbà train yẹn self determination ló ń pè wọ́n ní inalienable right yẹn kan wá ní ní right láti máa pariwo Yorùbá nation London òmùgọ̀ ṣòṣà ti jẹun ọmọ eré ni mo pè nígbà tó pè mí live lórí fídíò lánàá tó ń fi àmàlà 100 naira wọ̀n mí mo ní máa jẹ 20 wàláì àmàlà 100 naira wọ́n fi wọ̀n mí ẹ mọ̀ pé arímọ̀ nǹkan tó ṣe fídíò ni kò parọ́ máa yẹn ò parọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi wọ́n pè mí lórí fídíò kọ̀ lánàá wọ́n wá ń fi àmàlà 100 naira ẹni ẹ jẹ mẹ́rin mo ní èmi ò tó bẹ́ẹ̀ mẹ́rin kẹ̀ tí bá jẹ mẹ́wàá ni máa mọ̀ bí ó débì kan tó àwọn àrùn kan wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kùn yìí àwọn máa ń fẹ́ jẹ púpọ̀ àmàlà wọ́n ló ti di 200 naira 100 naira lọ́sì tà aládùúgbò kan tó ti pè mí lánàá ẹran 800 naira ẹ̀fẹ́ rí máa bò ká tó débi tá à ń lọ. ṣùgbọ́n àwọn governors yìí wọ́n mọ̀ pé tó bá máa jẹ́ kí àmàlà yẹn kó di 50 naira padà kó di 10 naira padà wàá kọ́kọ́ ṣe farming fídíò yẹn ti rẹ́dì fídíò táwọn ọmọ mi produce ó ti rẹ́dì ẹnu ẹni gbogbo àjọ wa we will get there àmọ́ iṣẹ́ la máa ṣe ká tó débẹ̀ a máa ṣiṣẹ́ débẹ̀ ni Yorùbá nation ń ṣe tó kàn máa ń sọ pé a máa gbà lọ́la wọ́n lè gúnfe ti di 1,000 èèyàn mélòó ló ń jẹ́ ògúnfe kọ́ ògúnkọ́ ni ẹni tó tí ì jàmàlà àmàlà 100 naira bíi 5 àwa rẹ̀ ògúnfe 1,500 èèlò gan ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ wọlé share button mo ń bọ̀ yàgbọ́n tarábìnrin sọ farabalẹ̀ òyìnbó yẹn fẹ́ fast bọ̀wọ́ ṣáà farabalẹ̀ máa píkẹ̀ lẹ́yẹ kọ̀ọ̀kan bó ṣe máa mú nígbà tèmi náà dé sí London níbi 24 years ago gbogbo tó béèrè lẹ́pọ̀t tó yẹ kí n sọ no yes ni mo sọ kò yé mi tó ń béèrè àmàlà ṣítà àmàlà kinní kan ó wá di kólóbo wọ́n wá ń fi ebi pa everybody olówó wa ń gbádùn tálákà wa ń ṣe pàtà àwa ń pariwo self determination wọ́n wá ní ká ṣọ́tọ̀ láti di ọdún 3 ó ti lọ pọ́dún 4 àtàbọ̀ ẹnu ẹni gbogbo àṣìjọ wa bóun sókè mú bọ̀.
Should have confidence in that. Other countries were refused at first, but we have to remember, and this is a really important point, that self-determination is an inalienable international right and a law as well. And other countries will recognise Scotland's democratic choice expressed at the ballot box. They will recognise that because that is the route that many other countries have taken in order to become independent. And just to make that point, that international law is very pragmatic on that point. So we should...
tó o bá tẹ̀ gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan ó ṣáà ń gbọ́ freedom tó o bá gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan ó ṣáà rí tán na flag tán ní táwa náà ń ṣe náà nìyẹn. Níbọn náà àdè kóbọn jáde akó flag jáde ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí yìnbọn pa wá ẹ̀yin governors. Freedom for everyone. Wọ́n ní Èkìtì Oyèbánjí of Èkìtì àwọn màmá mi lẹ́kìtì àwọn màmá ti jáde. Wọ́n ní Koiki everyone will soon know what self-determination is. Oyèbánjí of Èkìtì no self-determination. Àwọn state wọn làwọn sọ yẹn ìwọ má tètè kọ state àti government. Ṣé èmi ni màá bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ governor ẹ̀ tẹ? Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún knows self-determination. Má kọ state ìtọ́dọ̀ tẹ síbẹ̀. Ìbí kúkú tí àwọn méjì ti sọ state àwọn tó kù wọ̀n ní state. So ọ̀fẹ́ kankan ọ̀fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Everybody knows the meaning of self-determination. They can tell you lies. They can deceive you. They can make it look like it's a crime against humanity. It's not a crime. Thank you so much, those of you that have joined us. On request, come about me. Even though TV can't be sorry, but Kako Bumwale Koko, I'm talking about Koko Soro, not briefly. Oh, yeah, about bones, okay, sir. Kakboy briefly. Toria, Nika, Wale, Abika, but Egbos, okay, Mr. Adela. I hope Egbos, okay, I know, and that's only Mikey, about Egbos, okay, no Twitter. I should go, sir. I'm sorry to answer.
Some question, because this Yoruba nation is not very
okay, hold on, wait. In Kokoton, don't play the background. They are about mute your mole, sir, because I think going that go ahead, sir.
Okay, yeah. Any pen so Yoruba nation say be. Sorry dàbí òṣèlú tí ń dàbí story animal farm nígbà tí George Orwell sọ fún wọn pé tí tọ́ba ti àti old major pé tọ́ba ti lè pàdé tó lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa yìí pàdé lápá wa mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ rántí pé under this present system Yorùbá ti gidi.
Under this present kílẹ̀ pé sá.
Lábẹ́ this present Nigeria.
Okay.
Yorùbá ti tún gidi.
Oh yeah, which is Western region, yes?
No, it's still under Nigeria. Okay, it's not the region.
Oh yes, it's under Nigeria, but it was the region of its own. We have to differentiate that. So it's Nigeria, but on a separate, what they call a system of government that is different, and we have to understand. I can't mix it. Because what we negotiated was that, and what then the reason? Why go ahead?
Ó dẹ̀ pé a lot of ignorance wà nínú conversation pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ń sọ Nàìjíríà. Nígbà tó wà London, Western Nigeria wà, Northern Nigeria wà, Eastern Nigeria wà. Development tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Western Nigeria ò ṣẹlẹ̀ ní any other region. That tells you that kì í ṣe region ló develop. It is the human capital involved.
I agree with that, yes. I agree with that.
Torí ẹ̀ kú sí Western Nigeria nígbà yẹn, you still be 0 times 0. So the issue nígbà tí our London present state yìí, London UPN, between 79 and 83, we experienced a tremendous development and growth in Western Nigeria. Of those Lagos, Ogun, Old Oyo, Old Ondo, Old Edo spread the old Benue state because it was a UPN government under the 5 cardinal program of unity party of Nigeria. So people like us have realized that nǹkan tó ń hold the southwestern Nigeria down to today are a bunch of bread and butter leadership across board.
Okay.
It is not about Yoruba nation. Tí Yoruba nation bá dé lọ́la, táwọn ọmọ àgbẹ̀ bá di governor, tó bá di leader western Nigeria, ní kúrò lójú kan. That's the blunt fact.
Okay.
It is the people that change their country. It's not the system. Kò síbi tí system ìlú ti ń change ìlú. It is those who are convinced about moving their country forward. Tó bá ní opportunity láti gba leadership, àwọn náà move forward. It's not about a presidential system or parliamentary system. No. It is one leader mindset to the clear vision. It don't lead them with them. Tí o bá sí ìyẹn, àbá di Yorùbá nation and for reference anyway, Yoruba is not original to us. àjẹ́ Yorùbá kí òyìnbó tó di òyìnbó ló sọ wá lórúkọ tó pè á ní Yorùbá. So it is not what we can fight over, it's artificial. Kò sí kan tó jẹ́ Igbo, kò sí kan tó jẹ́ Ẹ̀fì, kò sí kan tó jẹ́ Ìjọ. Òyìnbó ló kó gbogbo ethnic Ìjọ tó fún ọ lórúkọ tó wà common fún that is a fact. Ọlámìtàn lè máa rẹ̀ because Yorùbá ní ẹjọ́ bàbá tán àbárọ̀bá let us endeavour to read. Ẹni tó bá kàwé dáadáa á rí i pé àwọn ọba wa ò jẹ́ ń pàdé wọn ò ríra wọn. Everybody preside over his domain. Nítorí à ń ja work out for one person. In fact, Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ late Ṣíjúadé ní the first time tí Ọọ̀ni máa kúrò ní Ilé Ifẹ̀ ó sọ bí àwọn òyìnbó ṣe gbé ìgbéko ó dẹ̀ sọ a lot of things tó ṣẹlẹ̀ along that line. That was they are the first to organize the first meeting táwọn bá they just come and meet. So the word Yorùbá came into us late. There is no that's why táwọn Ìjẹ̀bú Àwùjalẹ̀ ní àwọn oṣù Yorùbá Ìjẹ̀bú làwọn. Àwùjalẹ̀ voted in the school ní wọ́n wá dáná àwọn ti wá. Some people can still name the radio and those are fear àwọn ìlú ní pé Yorùbá nation tètè sọ ní if it comes to some people can tell you they are Ìjẹ̀ṣà, they are Oǹdó, they are Rẹ́mọ, they are Èkìtì, they are never Yorùbá mọ̀ ọ́ ìran bàbá mi sọ fún pé Yorùbá ni maybe we grew up to be Rẹ́mọ to be Ìjẹ̀ṣà to be that. Okay, these are the points, these are the fears of people. So people like us are advocates of good leadership.
Okay, all right. Let's interact now. Ẹ ṣé gan ni fún and we like when we have Tabara ohun tó bá wọlé tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ tí ó ní kìmí nínú. Ẹ ní ẹ̀ ń wá leadership nínú Nàìjíríà bí. Tí bá gbọ́ yín dáadáa. Hello. Yeah. So the good leadership yẹn ló máa fún wa ní transformation ta need nínú Nigeria.
Absolutely.
So what is the true meaning of Nigeria?
True meaning of Nigeria in what sense?
What is the meaning of Nigeria?
Nigeria kí ni meaning Yorùbá fúnra rẹ̀?
ẹ má lọ sí ibi tẹ́nà tí nìkan lọ ẹ ká stick sí ìtẹ́mi béèrè ẹ mọ̀ pé ti present and afẹ́kọ́gbọ́n torí gbogbo wa òmùgọ̀ ni wá àmọ́ kọ́kọ́ mo ní what is the meaning of Nigeria ẹ kọ́kọ́ bá mi ṣàlàyé yẹn ká tó tún.
All right, I would say Nigeria by name is it's just a geographical area that has so many ethnic and nations.
Okay, all right, that's Eshegoni, sir. Now, should we remain that brand that doesn't represent us?
I've said it that Yoruba is not even original.
Ẹ má ti worry nípa whatever the Yoruba tá à ń sọ yẹn. We can go back to the original as well, right? Okay, I agree. Okay, what is the original? Ẹ fún mi ní the original.
Yeah, thank you. What is original to us is individuals of us.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's put it this way then. Okay, ṣé bí a ṣe wà nínú that geographical expression yẹn, is it far better or should we now ask inner question that this geographical expression, this false identity, ṣé ká padà kúkú padà sínú Èkìtì, Ìjẹ̀bú, Ọ̀yọ́ than kájọ wà nínú Nigeria as that union?
Okay, thank you very much. One, I'm an linguist because I did that.
Okay.
It's my eternal leader, right?
Okay.
And of his writing, of his doctrines, he was a Nigerian, right? He was a pan-Nigerian. In fact, when he was in prison, in cell D up to, Calabar prison, he wrote a book titled Talk to Nigerian Constitution on how Nigeria.
I will
tell you where I am. I am in Nigeria. And Nigeria will take to Yoruba.
ẹ ti gbé wa lọ síbòmí nìsín, ẹ ti gbé wa lọ síbòmí. Ẹ ká stick to the question. Ẹ má tí fún mi ní gbogbo àmà aworist mo understand. Question tí mo béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ clarify ẹ.
What's the question?
Mo ní question tí mo ń béèrè ni pé since this is a geographical expression, mo ní kí ni Nigeria? Ẹ fún mi ní mí ní Nigeria. who are Nigerians, and how did we derive that Nigerians? Should we stick to that Nigerians that was forced on us on a fraudulent amalgamation that needs to be defended, or should we defend our true identity? Because and sort of development, to even develop is not the issue. We are fighting for our identity that was stolen, and I'm sure you know the meaning of a stolen identity. Tibalo identity in this fraud in this, there will be probability that you'll be looking for me on the social media. Tibamu details in this, Timofiwa Lano, ni Nigeria lewani, l'America ni Canada. It's a theft. So our identity has been stolen. We are talking about taking our identity. Yes, after the identity, we can talk about development. We can talk about Nija. In terms of what I mean by that is, even when we have a Yoruba nation, it might not be perfect, but we want to take back our identity and sort of a geographical expression that doesn't represent us. We didn't know all this before. This is what we have been explaining to people, that it's not about, yes, we have been arguing for 25 years. What have they done with every money that has come into Yoruba space? That is a different conversation. We are talking about a union that was forced on us. So, be a intimate one, be a koyeni.
Mr. Koiki already telling you, probably set my mindset way position partaking. Nigeria and Yoruba, they are both geographical expression. There is no any part of Yoruba land that Yoruba could see. There is no part of Nigeria that Nigeria could see. It was an expression.
So what you are saying is that we have kingdoms, which you have already explained. We have Ekiti Kingdom, we have Ijebu Kingdom, right? If I'm right. Then we were all forced together.
Yes, because Ibika Ifa, right?
Okay.
And there's no, I'm making references now, and there's no part of Yoruba to that Yoruba in any part, right? So the man somewhere in Nigeria were forced on us, Yoruba, so were forced on us. The same thing happening. Fact, in terms of
all right.
Both Yoruba and Nigeria are both geographical expression. So I will yield and let other people.
All right then. Okay. All right, Shegoni. Mr. Akede. It's okay, briefly. And please do not attack anybody. Everybody has a right, even though the program was not meant to be going in this direction. But it's a live transmission. It's not edited. It's okay. And again, do not attack anybody's view in terms of make your own presentation. And everybody, we are learned people, and I'm sure learned people are listening. It's okay, Mr. Akede. Okay, voice in low, please.
Okay, if you are talking about good leadership in Nigeria, the system of the great Nigeria, because if you are talking about the leadership, the Nigeria itself, to what great, I will not say great Nigeria if you are right. Because if they create Nigeria in a good way, that means there will be a good people from where people work together. But the way they create it, only one or two, what create it is a power. Don't Nigeria for now. What tell Nigeria now? It's a don't create Nigeria for one. So that was all we are needing our leadership. So that will come on, that will never today. We have to see the ones. The Jamsa, we have to see people. And here are the one. Nígbà tí wọ́n ti dàwà papọ̀. Nígbà táwọn tó wá jòkó tó wá lókè ìgbà tí wọ́n ti dàwà papọ̀. Ó ní tọ́jú ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ láti ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ó láti sáà lè tọ́jú ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ bá wá padà wá, bàbá á lè dájú ara wa. Ṣé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀? Ẹ̀kọ́ wa ni. Ẹ̀kọ́ wa ni. Àwùjọ lè sọ fún mi tí wọ́n ṣe lè gbèsè ayé mi. Ibo lè sọ fún mi fún àti ìgbésí ayé mi. Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ wá ni kí gbogbo wa bá kú papọ̀? Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ ní ká kú papọ̀ tí nǹkan tí kì í ṣe tiwa? Adédàgbé, nǹkan náà ń jogún fún wa tó jẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa pẹ̀lú àwọn àlùmọ́ọ́nì tó wà ń bẹ̀. Táwa ń jẹun.
All right. Okay. All right. Mombo. And it seems that the first caller. It seems that few people identify you on my thread. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably hearing you for the first time, but I'm getting some feed coming into the comment section. I'll come back to that later. But it seems that you're quite very popular, on the Twitter space where you probably have opportunity to speak. But it's good to have you here. Everyone's okay, Mr. Olaniran. Loud and clear. Everyone's okay. And please do not attack his personality. He has a right. This is not a military platform like the Zoo country. But again, you can make your presentation as much as you want. Everyone's okay. Yes, sir.
Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé mi ò wá láti wá àtàkì ẹni tó bá ti jẹ́ Áfíríkà bí ọ̀mí tẹ̀. So àwọn òyìnbó tí wọ́n wá tí wọ́n mú wa lẹ́rù àwọn ni mo wà áfà. So nǹkan tó lè mú bí wọ́n àtàkì ẹni tó bá jẹ́ èèyàn ti tèmi níyà. Anybody tí àwọn òyìnbó ìbá ti brain wash tí kò ọ̀tọ́pọ̀ lórí iṣẹ́ àdámọ́ òun lè máa attack so that àwòpọ̀lẹ̀ àlè mọ̀ ó ti jẹ́. So wọ́n tó wà lẹ́nu. So nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ bèèrè nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ ni pé Nàìjíríà wọ́n sọ pé country wa ni tó dẹ̀ pé irọ́ ni. So tó bá ní kábẹ̀rẹ̀ nísìnyí tó bá wáyé pé Nàìjíríà country wa ni kí ni culture Nàìjíríà, kí ni language Nàìjíríà, and kí ni ìṣesí Nàìjíríà, and tábà wo gbogbo ẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ò ní culture, kò ní language, kò dẹ̀ ní ìṣesí, kò ní ìhùwàsí.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí interject níbẹ̀ because remember because the argument from our first speaker was that okay, yes, and so Nigeria bad, but even the Yoruba people as well, have always been separate. He mentioned within that area, even though Yoruba cannot that also in terms of the pronunciation and all that.
Mo ṣe ń bọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ mo kàn fẹ́ kọ́ understand bí mo ń lọ ni. So nísìnyí tábánikà wo èdè Nàìjíríà a kàn lè manage sọ pé English ní èdè Nàìjíríà. So ìgbà tí Nàìjíríà bá dẹ̀ wà tó wá kó èdè ẹ̀ tó fi yí gbogbo èdè wa padà ó fi ṣe títí ẹ̀ ó fi yí gbogbo ìṣe wa padà gbogbo culture títí wọn culture Nàìjíríà tá mọ̀ pé because tábà fẹ́ wo culture Nàìjíríà nísìnyí culture àwọn tí wọ́n wá dá Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ wọn lámà wò tábà dẹ̀ wo culture wọn á rí pé tẹ bí kọ́ máa pààyàn bí kọ́ máa bọ́ǹbù yàn gbogbo àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bí tábà lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn nìṣẹ́ ẹ lè mọ culture wọn tábà lọ sí ìlú wọn téèyàn kan bá gbẹ́ nìkan lójú ó lè yọ wọn sí kópa because culture wọn nìyẹn but àwọn ò ní irú culture bẹ́ẹ̀ so tó dẹ̀ bọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ bè lọ́wọ́ Mr. Lawan ló Canada wọ́n fẹ́ bè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú sà tójúbó ní ọ̀dọ̀ tí iná kọ̀ ọmọ Ẹ̀gbá lèmi Ògùn state ló ti wá so mo kàn fẹ́ béèrè àwọn kankan so mo fẹ́ béèrè pé ìlú ọmọ ẹ má bínú sà ọmọ olùkọ́ ní sà.
Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ respond, you have the right not to and you have the right to. Ẹgbọ́n sókè, Mr. Adela Ade.
Mo ń dóde kólótù fún mi ní ààyè láti.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I am from a very structured background. Ọmọ rẹ̀ mọ̀ lèmi, right? Ìlara rẹ̀ mọ̀ lèmi first.
Okay.
So, ẹ má bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Okay, lára rẹ̀ mọ̀ ní. Okay, wàhálà. But ẹni èdè tí tẹ́ máa ń sọ níbẹ̀ yàtọ̀ sí èdè tẹ́ ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu tí mò ń sọ yìí. Ẹ sà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Adé níta pinnu rẹ̀ mọ̀ tó náà ṣe pé ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ mọ̀. Adé lè fi jẹ́ rẹ̀ mọ̀. Yes. Okay, ẹni dè rẹ̀ mọ̀. And but èmi nìsín ọmọ Ẹ̀gbá ni mí. But ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ ọgbọ́n nǹkan tí mò ń sọ kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe èdè yóò dẹ̀ ń ṣe èdè Nàìjíríà. Ṣé yẹ yín? so tí ẹ bá lè máa gbọ́ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ tí ẹ̀yin ìlú tẹ́tíwá ẹ sọ pé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ then àwọn bíi Ìjẹ̀bú nìsín wọ́n gbọ́ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ bíi Oǹdó wọ́n gbọ́ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ bíi Èkìtì wọ́n gbọ́ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ so báwo lẹ́yìn wá sọ pé ayàtọ̀tọ̀ pé àbí ṣe kankan náà.
ẹ jẹ́ kó dá yín lò níbẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó dá yín lò ẹgbọ́n sókè.
ṣe ní Yorùbá ní tí ọmọdé bá bá ìtàn á bá àròbá wọn ní àròbá òun bàbá ìtàn ṣe ní Yorùbá tá a jọ sọ ìtẹ̀yìn gbọ́ tó jẹ́ general Yorùbá yìí it was coined and established by Samuel Ajayi Crowther nígbà tí bóyá ẹ̀mọ́ òyìnbó tó dé a ní science wa and education wa because Ifá is very rich right I practice Ifá as a religion right èmi ò ní Bible Islamic culture of Christianity and Islam things right that's just the Bible now kí èdè wa lè wà structured wọ́n wá fi English alphabet codify ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ àti kọ́ abd kọ̀ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ now ẹ bá béèrè pé báwo ni a ṣe ń gbọ́dọ̀ wá now ẹni òyìnbó ló ń para wọn òyìnbó ló sọ fún bíbí ẹ̀kọ́ history ẹ bá kọ́ sí ẹ̀mọ́ ìgbín kó òyìnbó tó dé iṣu ni àgbà tí ṣígun láti ibìkan débi kan tá à ń para wa.
ẹ ṣe bí ẹni sùúrù Mr. Ade ẹni sùúrù that is the Kiriji war lẹ́ ń sọ yìí.
No, Kiriji war the kọ́kọ́ war.
Well, yeah, definitely. But all that, you know, in the history, they've always been, you know, fight between different, you know.
I am coming to that.
Okay. Okay.
So, èdè wa ó yàtọ̀ síra wa kó tó di pé Samuel Ajayi Crowther ló ní èmi wa ní Yorùbá it was his own idea so that ká lè ní universal name before him orúkọ bàbá olúkálùkù ló jẹ́ in fact orúkọ ìlú wa là ń jẹ́ tó bá jọ mọ Ìkẹ́nnẹ́ nìyẹn tó bá jọ mọ Ìjẹ̀ṣà nìyẹn tó bá jọ mọ Ifẹ̀ Ilé-Ifẹ̀ nìyẹn depending on how big and how powerful you are o la fi suppress ara wa so for collective identity and recognition ló ṣe defines that general Yorùbá tí gbogbo wa sọ lé ẹ̀rí pé tẹ̀ bá lè sí yes right so and major ọ̀yọ́ ló fi structure àti ó lè fi little àwọn kérésì to make it more open and more acceptable for us tẹ̀ bá délé sí rẹ́mọ̀ lè mi sọ tí mo sọ ẹ̀ sọ ọ̀dà ẹ̀ ṣe wà ó dà sá mo gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ̀ sọ ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni pé instead of pé kí a wà lọ́ndà Nàìjíríà tó fẹ́ fi English bá gbogbo culture àti ìṣesí àti gbogbo èdè wa tó fẹ́ fi gbà lórí tí àyè ká kóra wa jọ pọ̀ àwa tí a ti gbọ́ àgbọ́yé ara wa tó yẹ pé a ní ìṣesí tó súnmọ́ ara wa tó yẹ pé almost the same thing ní gbogbo culture wa lórí tí àṣì kóra wa jọ̀bọ̀ ká sọ ara wa di orílẹ̀-èdè so that ọlọ́pàá tiwa lè máa sọ Yorùbá tiwa àwọn sójà tiwa lè máa sọ Yorùbá tiwa àwọn gbogbo àwọn kan tó bá yẹ gbogbo àwọn pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì gọ́vùnà wọn ní máa sọ èdè àwọn èdè tiwa mi báyìí olùgbọ́n wa máa sọ so a lè ráyè láti ṣe nǹkan títí wa kò ní jẹ́ pé bí rèmi lè tún wà níbàá nísìnyí mo mọ a lot of things nípa technology so gbọ́ mi lè jáde pé mo fẹ́ wá so mi ò lè ṣe nǹkan fún mi lè ṣe nǹkan gbogbo àwọn tí mo mọ̀ mi ò lè kó jáde fún country oní country so tó bá yẹ pé orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá dá dúró nísìnyí tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ní country tiwọn èmi á jáde síta màá sọ because tẹ́mi bá túrò èmi bá jáde síta ẹ ní láti build health care fún cancer any cancer anyone a máa cure ní ilẹ̀ tiwa but a lè ṣe mi ò lè jáde kí n sọ orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni because àwọn bí ń ṣe business làwọn bí ń ṣe tó ó wà nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn èmi ò lè jáde kí n ṣe ó bẹ́tà ká àwa tá a ti gbọ́ra wa yé no matter anybody tó create tó sọ fún wa pé Yorùbá ni wá tó kó wa jọ wà pọ̀ under Yorùbá sister understand ara wa tá a gbọ́ èdè ara wa ká kóra wa jọ pọ̀ sí under Yorùbá yẹn. ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣe ìjẹ́ bá tó wá pé bá ṣe ìjẹ́ ni a lè ṣe ìjọ bá pẹ́ bọ́ lọ́wọ́ tó tẹ̀.
Ọ̀dà ẹ jẹ́ kó bá wa answer because mo fẹ́ fún I believe we have a female our sister our mother our auntie. Ẹ ṣé gan Mr. Olaniran. Mr. Ade, another 31 minutes about answer the last question tó bí wá gbọ̀ngàn yẹn.
Thank you very much. Ẹ wo sẹ́rí ọ̀dọ́gbọ̀n bá fẹ́ ní Awólọ́wọ̀ ọ̀run rí ẹ̀. Tẹ bá ní àyè kẹ́ lọ ka the Pillars of Democracy Volume 1 Volume 2 right? Lára àwọn recommendations Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ mú in 1954 was physics, chemistry, biology. Ó ní ẹ jẹ́ ká translate ẹsẹ̀ de Yorùbá. Ó ní ẹ jẹ́ kí olúkálùkù ní ẹ̀yà àbí tó ti wá ibi tó ti gbé táàgì trabalist yẹn o ó ní ẹ jẹ́ kí olúkálùkù lédè tó ti wá ẹ jẹ́ kó máa fi èdè wọn kọ́ wọn kò sí ìlú tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ náà láyé tá a wà yìí tó fi foreign language as a language instruction fáwọn ọmọ wọn nílùú either German either French either Italian right Professor Babs Tafunwa kọlọfọ nǹkan ó ṣe research kan ẹni gbogbo ẹ Odùduwà college lólo nílé Ifẹ̀ láti class 1 títí tó jáde ìwé mẹ́wàá wọ́n fi Yorùbá kọ́ gbogbo wọn wá ṣe English as a language gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yẹn pátá ọ̀hún ló pegedé nígbà tó ṣe wáyéèkì. That is a campaign of people like me. That is why some of us practice it, how we preach it on a daily basis. We tell people our science and tech is buried in that way. The solution is not the one we very clear.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n cutting láàrin méjì yẹn ẹ má bínú ẹ mọ̀ pé journalist làwà we can cutting in between. Ìtẹ̀ ń sọ yìí nísìn pé Ifá ni kọ́ fi ṣe kankan ìnà Yorùbá ni kọ́ lò. Ṣé ó possible nínú Nàìjíríà ìka ṣe gbogbo tẹ̀ ń sọ ìṣá?
Absolutely. That is why it's happening. Yes, it's saying constitution Nigeria kan lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ó fún each governor láti ṣe nǹkan tó ń ní state wọn. Tẹ́lá lọ sí north, party police station wọn látẹ̀lé ti wà Hausa náà sọ. They speak their language 100%. Tọ́ba ni pé òògbọ́ Hausa náà máa sọ fún ẹ, bá jẹ sọ fún ẹ pé bá a sọ̀rọ̀ èjì, àwọn òògbọ́ òyìnbó. Right? Àwa ni we want to be more Catholic than the Pope ní South. Àwa lórí wo òwe. Ọ̀nà táwọn bọ́lá yìí, àwọn ọ̀nà bá ń jọ àwọn ìyàpọ̀ ní ibi tí wọ́n ń lọ.
Number Mrs. Aisha, ẹ fún mi ní 1 second, ká fi land níbí rẹ̀. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè yẹn. Okay.
It was that cool. Okay. It was that cool that was a setback in Yoruba to destroy UPN. If UPN had been in existence, if that were all of our ladies.
Okay, and that shows the same problem that we are still experiencing. We are having, people that are never gonna have our feelings, our touch of understanding. I'm talking about all these politicians, Jeguru Jerai. But if we force them to retreat back, not in Nigeria, back to that same genesis of the Yoruba people, Egbani, Ekitiri, let's all first come back to that union. Ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo sọ yìí, ó máa wà straight. Ẹ mọ̀ pé nísà àní ní Yorùbá ní sìkà force English everybody lórí. Mo fẹ́ yes sir, because mo fẹ́ gbé sister mi wọlé.
Idea èmi àti Yorùbá nation fi yàtọ̀ ni.
Okay.
Pẹ̀lú idea àti Yorùbá nation, a lè form ẹgbẹ́ political party.
Okay. Káwá lọ fẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn, káwá lọ fi push fún narrative yẹn jáde. Okay, I think okay, ó ti yé mi nísìnyí, okay, mo ti get point yẹn. So the same agbárí tí Tinubu ẹni sùúrù sir, the same agbárí tí Tinubu lò. Ẹ mọ̀ pé the same thing tó play out nìyẹn ní Tinubu play out when he was the governor Yorùbá Odùduwà.
Ẹ wo Scotland wọ́n fẹ́ gbà yìí, wọ́n fẹ́ dá wà, wọ́n ṣe referendum ni. Ṣẹ́rí tá a bá bọ̀ tá a péjọ with same idea and reform ẹgbẹ́. Tinubu is not God. Kò sí political leader tó lọ forever.
Oh yes, definitely.
Alùbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Ògùn, alùbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Ọ̀yọ́, kájà wọlé.
Okay, all right. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí a female come in, ẹ ṣé gan ni. The conversation is going smoothly. We are very mature there. Àti forgimọ́ra wa lórí níbí báyìí. Ẹ bá mute mic yín, our sister there, a mother, I believe, Mrs. Aisha. Kò ń ṣe Aisha Buhari o. Ṣé kì í ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? Ṣé kì í ṣe Aisha Buhari o? No. All right. Go ahead. All right, go ahead. That's fine. No problem. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Okay.
Now, another some of on self-determination time by on your strength. So by ó lè jẹ́ pé ọ̀nà báyìí la lẹ́sẹ̀ àgbà straight road. Ó lè jẹ́ pé straight road yẹn tá à ń gbà yẹn. Bóyá spirit tó guide wa ti sọ pé ọ̀nà bẹ́yàn ò lè ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹjọ́ ká tún ní àtìlẹ̀, ká tún ní àti right. Ká tún gba wájú, ká tún gba àyè. So it's not a straight road. But whichever path tá à ń tẹ̀lé, spirit here is guiding us along the right way. Now, àwọn tuntun tó jẹ́ pé à ń kígbe pé a fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation. Nítòótọ́ a fẹ́ gba òmìnira wa. But a fẹ́ gba such a way tó jẹ́ pé a fẹ́ jọ ìdánwò wò. We want to use diplomatic means. But diplomatic means here, I like to share politically. Because even me, you know me, and this is something any of Baba wa Tinubu. But if that I say it tomorrow, regional politics one, and even the federal politics, because see Baba wa Tinubu right there. Only one easy, okay, but I got Buhari one, they're going to say, look at now, only something, what you could Nikutonu. What you are free that what you know Germany, what you are free that one room, Yoruba land. In particular, Buhari one there, and this is because Baba wa Tinubu over an year. Everybody say the 6 political governors. What you come together, what you share meeting. So in content in terms of way, NJ can get involved like regional politics one for now. Because Taba while regional politics one, you might not agree. But also anyway, some of our ethnic neighbors, what in culture glory in one. See about what you see regional politics one. And we now start to pull out these governors. But in combined by that session, if we are all of us, Yorubas, are not turning to conservatives, but in combined by that, so I want him to put you in continual shape. I want him to something Yoruba language here. One must be spoken in all workplaces. 2, there must be priority for Yorubas in all jobs and even in the marketplaces. 3, farming. There's a new project just recently. They must start creating farming institutions in Yoruba land. They are not allowed to sell any of our lands to any non-Yoruba. Yoruba must be first, second, and last in everything in Yoruba land. Now, because see about what you think, because our governors here, at our House of Representatives here, we won't get Yoruba land. And I do believe they can start implementing, they have the powers to implement these things. It is not out of the range of the Constitution to put the interest of indigenous first, because our land is Ojoba. All the others are to be it. If you go to the southeast, if you go to the north, the same thing. So and this is because our governors at the House of Reps will implement Yoruba indigene, Yoruba first.
All right, let me come in, briefly there. At least, let me just comment quickly there. Cherry, I can see that we have, views of different things playing out here. Self-determination is a standalone, and it is not going to get himself involved in any political situation in the current dispensation or the previous or the one that is coming in that contraction. If you're looking for that, that is no longer self-determination. Self-determination, right, will be taken either by diplomacy, which we are doing, and it will also can go the other way around that I don't want to push on the platform. And I'm sure everybody knows what we're talking about. But if anybody is saying that Kalo join a political party, this is exactly what Tinubu used. And many of you, I'm not saying you as an individual, but most people are just waiting to see the outcome of what is going to come out of Tinubu. We will negotiate with Tinubu. There's no doubt about it. America is negotiating with Iran. America is still negotiating with North Korea. So what makes us not to negotiate with Tinubu? We will negotiate. And the fact that you mentioned that because Buhari was there were some few things that didn't happen or never happened. Tinubu has no hand in the release of, Igboho, and I don't have to go into all the details. And moreover, yes, when government changed, a lot of things change along the line. So, the Igboho that many people even thought that it would be there, up till now, people were shocked. Nobody knew it would be released. And we are talking about, something that is even more of the spiritual being. Igboho mother died. You're talking about, Tinubu came to power. Who the hell is must sacrifice? So let us be very careful. When we say that, Buhari left, Tinubu came, and things changed. The mother died. There's a reason for that. And you can go and find out that, from the spiritual realm. But in terms of, you see, the problem is when I've allowed you to talk. Let me finish. I don't want you to interject. Yes, please. Because Tabane and Wa, we cannot through the political route. Kawapi and push for our vision and mission. Okay, 25 years these criminals have been there. They didn't apply all that. They know what they are doing. It is a Western agenda. They're not going to change anything. Even if you, me, become a political party and we are trying to bring that in, whether under the constitution that will be changed or not. But many Yoruba people would have no choice to support a full self-determination when they can see the lines that Tinubu is a weaker element, it's not going to make any difference. All these governors, including the PDP, are all behind Tinubu, and everybody knows that. Because Seyi Makinde voted for Tinubu because we prefer Atiku. So the fact that we want, we want to turn self-determination into like, we got to move into the line of, politics. I'm a bit confused here now. I don't understand. But again, I understand, what you're saying. It's just like those that also say that any political party in the UK, the Yoruba nation. What the hell are they talking about? We must have a political party in UK before we have a Yoruba nation. And like I said, when it's àsìkò bá tó, tíyàn bá fẹ́ ṣu fùrọ̀ máa là. Àsìkò yẹn ò tí tó ni, wọ́n ọ̀pọ̀ tó wa. But like I said, diplomacy is being on the table, not because of Tinubu. Diplomacy was on the table even when Buhari was there. I know what we could have done for us to have gone a little bit further. And for the fact that, yes, nobody wants war, but the reality is that we are pushing for something that is very, very important that could lead into another crisis. And I'll just leave it as crisis. And we are trying to avoid that crisis. Also, our governors will nígbà tá à ń gbé rally lọ sí different states until we get to Lagos and the killing started coming through. So let us be very careful. So, but again, when people say, we will form a political party, and that political party will be used, to push the narrative of a Yoruba nation to come out. Nítorí pé àìtí fully ready. Tá bá ready, I am not talking about what is happening in Kenya. Whatever would happen in Yoruba land, that land gangan ló ti máa ṣẹlẹ̀. America will move out just like they did in 80. Which is the current recent one, just like they left Sudan with their people. And we'll make determination for one. So, because you've actually paused the program, but again, it's good because it's like I'm focused right here on the space. I am not live alone on the space. Maybe some of you don't know we're live on all the platforms. But again, I'm going to come back to Mr. Day one more time. And please, nobody interject when somebody's talking. I feel we need that power to do so at any point. And thanks so much. And we're being very, very civilized on the platform, and I appreciate all that. Mr. Day, it's okay, because again, there's still more areas I want to talk about, and I'm not here the whole day. We've done 1 hour, 26 minutes. This program should be about 2 hours, and I've given enough room. And it's good that we're having this kind of engagement. It's okay, let's Mr. Day. Let's hear from you.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, I'm not against that space. You are very simple. Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome, sir. Yeah.
Sherry, tábà sọ pé kí ẹjọ́ ìyẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú àríkẹ́ ẹjọ́ ìyẹgbẹ́ sí PDP fún àpẹẹrẹ láti lè ṣe aṣojú àwọn èèyàn bàbá Olówó ní agbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ní ti àwọn èèyàn fún wọn ní iṣẹ́ yẹn. That is to have the people's mandate olùgbò pé reason nìyẹn ní Scotland of reform Scottish National Party. The singular notion, the singular purpose of that party was Afenifere ṣe máa gba òmìnira kúrò lọ́wọ́ United Kingdom. And on the nothing for full election, táwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ dìbò fún wọn pé nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ní nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ní. Tẹ́ bá fọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú, a fún ní ààyè àti àǹfààní láti sensitize àwọn èèyàn pé this is the importance. One, tẹ́gbẹ́ nípa wọlé níbi tẹ́ bá ti wọlé tẹ́ dáadáa tẹ́ bá ṣe, á mú àwọn èèyàn sọ pé táwọn lè bá ṣe lẹ́yìn níwò yìí tó máa di nǹkan tó náà fẹ́ gbà yẹn wọ́n máa lè ṣe dáadáa. Those are the goals, ideas and things that push across to people. But never ṣe.
But I just keep coming níbẹ̀. I mean because Scotland lẹ́wà. I'm just asking. Okay, all right. The fact that I mean, it's a good point that you raised with the Scotland because I do follow the Scotland politics. But let's agree that has failed. The Scottish people do not believe in the SNP anymore. That is the agenda that they have for them. Do you agree with that? I don't know whether you're following that politics. It has failed. Because agenda. No. It's not. Well, I mean, all the leaders have promised them that they will, I mean, even the current one, he's saying the same thing with the self-determination. I follow that politics. And there's another one that has just popped up that is challenging SNP, which is Alba Party. But again, whether we're trying to make use of the SNP, it is not going to work in Nigeria. Nigeria is not civil. Go ahead. Yes. Yeah, continue. Okay. Mr. Adelo, yeah, goes okay, yeah. Mrs. Aisha.
Nǹkan tó mẹ́bẹ̀ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ni pé ká ti sọ pé ní ìsìn àwọn tá ń jà fún Yorùbá nation a fẹ́ join ẹgbẹ́.
No, wọ́n ní ká lọ ṣe ẹgbẹ́ mi náà ní kẹ́ lọ join yẹn.
Ẹgbẹ́ mi káwá fi join politician àwa máa béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ pé a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. So nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níbẹ̀ ni pé ó máa tó how many years kó tó di pé wọ́n máa lè recognize wa tá máa fi lè consider wa tá máa fi lè máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní àwọn tó yàgbá máa fi gbà ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa bínú wa tó many years. Mr. Akintoye. Okay, ṣe ní àwọn èèyàn tó bá ní ìpinnu owó fẹ́tẹ̀ ṣe right wọ́n máa ń dàbí àgbẹ̀ tó ń roko ni pẹ̀lú èrò pé ẹlòmíì àgbẹ̀ kan sí.
Ìjọba awu.
Pẹ̀lú èrò pé ẹlòmíì àpò èrè oko yẹn tó bá kù. Ṣé lọ́dọ̀ kó jẹ́ àwọn ọlọ́mọ arúgbó tó máa so tó máa ká. Ẹni tó bá jẹ́ pé èrò yẹn làwọn èèyàn kan ní kò ṣeé ṣe. Ìtumọ̀ yẹn ni pé ẹni tí ò bá nílẹ̀ plan fọjọ́ iwájú kò lè ṣe irú kan tẹ̀ ń ṣe.
Well, what the answer question is, that means it's going to take some time. Oh yeah, definitely.
Ṣé àríkìsì tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ kó ló di pé ìgbà tí Buhari ṣì wà ń bẹ̀ tí bá fẹ́ jẹun at least ọjọ́ kan gbogbo owó tí máa fi jẹ lọ́jọ́ kan ó lè má ju bíi 3,000 àbí 3,500. But tí bá fẹ́ jẹun bó ṣe ń jẹun gbà ẹ́ nísìn ní mo ṣe wà nísìn àlè má ṣe máa tó bí 10,000 naira. Ṣé understand? So iṣẹ́ tí mo dẹ̀ ń ṣe kò tó kọ̀ọ̀kan so mo manage. So nísìn nǹkan tẹ̀ sọ ni pé because owó tí ara ìgbà ní ara tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ní 20 naira òun ló ń ta nísìn ní 100 naira. So ká sọ pé tábàtì sọ pé àlọ́ fọ́ọ̀mù nípa tẹ́lẹ̀ ìgbà Yorùbá nation. So ká sọ pé ó wọ bí ó tó bí 2 years nísìn. So before that time òkú tí mo rà ní 100 naira tó nǹkan fún ìgbótọ́ tí àwọn ta tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ tí mo rà ní 100 naira yẹn. So which means àti máa rà bí 500 naira. So ká ló máa ṣẹ́kù nígbà yẹn ẹ má bínú tó bá ti máa kọjá 6 months.
Well, I mean, apart from that, I'm just making a comment there. Most of us knows that whatever is happening in Nigeria today, whether we like it or not, there's an influence of the British involved. Mr. Ademo, I mean, do you agree with that line or not? Okay. Oh yeah, go ahead. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you know the current development in Bolivia? Elder Mr. Ade, interrupt me within 30 seconds. Bolivia. Are you aware what is?
Of course.
Who do you think is behind the coup?
àwọn èèyàn oríṣiríṣi lórí wà behind them, either money bags, either foreign,
So that means they have an agenda. They have a stake. They are stakeholders. Okay, so that means Mumbo. Oh yes.
Anything tó bá máa ṣe must be from National Assembly. Tẹ́ ẹ bá sí ń bẹ̀ ẹ ò lè dá sí. Àìbá ní Yorùbá ní àìbáwọ̀ sí ń bẹ̀ láìbáwọ̀ dá sí. You have to be there.
Okay, so that means right? So you are saying that the vote is not going to happen if the current state of things is happening. There's not a political party, even though Ife pushy the constitution with the current dispensation of this political party, which you don't know when that is going to happen. The other lady, our sister, says the constitution allowed the Yoruba governors to have at least make more effort, to submit themselves to the will of the people. No. I'm not talking about Yoruba nation now. I'm talking about the line that is in line with the current state of Nigeria, right? But you are just expecting more from these criminal politicians that are not getting ready to do whatever. But maybe, I don't know what other option you have on the table. Yes, sir.
One of the smallest states in the Southwest is Ekiti State.
Okay. Okay. So that means we should be pushing. We should be pushing. No, share for Yoruba nation. Any cost the roadmap. Hold on, Mr. Lani, remind interject, please. Any cost the roadmap for Yoruba nation. Is that what I hear now? Okay. All right. Okay. No, there's no coup. We are not coup plotters. We are self-determination, and everybody knows the end of the game. So let's just leave it like that. I'm trying to be very, very civil this time around. Maybe I'll be 2 years ago. I'm just trying to be. Everybody knows the end of the game. Go ahead, Miss Aisha. Let's hear from you again, and then I go to Akede. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to mute every one of you, please. Then I'm going to do a bit of presentation because, like I said, we're working with time, and I'm enjoying it as well. It's very, very civil. We are learning, but at the end of the day, there's nobody that would agree all the way straight through, especially our tower. Very, very adamant. And need right it to me. Go ahead, Miss Aisha. I think it's back. Are you back? Oh, she's in with two. Can you unmute yourself back again? All right. I can't say. All right, Akede, go ahead. When Aisha comes in again, we will let her. Akede. What's going on? Mr. Adeo. Popular space, because people know you. It looks like you're well known on the space as well. Okay, Mr. Akede. Thanks so much.
The same politics provide was a kill, slash, and get the law.
No, you never look and pay pound on your Okay, àwọn èèyàn tó bá fẹ́ pè wọlé ní right láti pè wọlé, àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ ní àwọn ní Koiki ẹ jẹ́ ká pè wọlé o, ẹ jẹ́ káwọn tó wà lórí space ṣe tán máa pè yín wọlé.
The current system tó ń lò lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
Ṣó máa lè work? Okay. Mr. Ade, ṣó possible pé the current system tó ń lò lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ẹ lọ́dọ̀ Mr. Kede, ṣé the current system tó ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ sá ṣó possible láti fi lọ gbé èèyàn wọlé as a governor ní Ekiti state? Yes sir.
The last election, wọ́n ní ìwà àkọ́kọ́ làárùn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ìjàgbóró làárùn bàdàn. The last election was one of the most peaceful ever. Tito Ogun, Tito Lagos. things are changing. Okay.
Okay.
Tẹ bá kóra yín jọ, tẹ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ pé àìdí àwa rè Yorùbá ò kì í jà. Àwọn tí ò ní wọlé Èkó ló máa ń dàbò yìí. Ẹ jọ mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ tí tẹ bá wà fún
bí Tinubu ṣe dàrú Tinubu dàrú díẹ̀ o àbí tẹ bá fi parọ́ o ẹgbọ́n sókè. Ọ̀yà ẹgbọ́n sókè.
So nǹkan tó sọ ni pé tẹ bá kóra yín jọ, tẹ bá kọrin yín tó ní bá dùn, àwọn èèyàn jó sí.
Okay, all right. All right.
But I don't change anywhere. You have to join the political party constitutionally. That's change the law. What's change the law here? But that's not why I say will happen.
All right. Okay. All right. Wọ́n ti ní gbogbo yẹn tí wọ́n níyàn wáyé mọ́ Mr. Kéde wọ́n níyàn ní sùúrù ní 2019 Mr. Ade Ogun State wá dárúkọ ẹ̀ ní 2019 wọ́n máa fi lynch ní Ogun State nígbà tí wọ́n cover election.
Of course, that's true.
So kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ ọ̀dà torí pé bí a mọ̀ wá cover election yẹn torí mo ti ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation ọ̀dà ẹ ṣé gan ni. I've really enjoyed the discussion on the space and we have been very very civil and ọmọlúàbí ethos. I think what our all the okay Aisha you'll be the last not the least ẹgbọn sókè ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pè wọlé lẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń wò wá nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa pè ní +44 740 440 5917 fún èyí tí ẹ bá ń fẹ́ pè wọlé ní orí call ní okay mò ń bọ̀ ẹni tó wà lórí line ẹ má ti sọ̀rọ̀ Aisha ó yá 1 minute ká tó jẹ́ kí kọ́lá yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ hold on Mr. Jimmy ẹ tẹ́ wà lórí line hold on Aisha go ahead Miss Aisha go ahead.
Olayomi, I think I need you to understand me very well. Because if I'm trying to say in total, I felt bad on the
okay.
But at this current moment, it's like you want to move into a place. Before you move in, you must make sure that the place is clean and organized. The people we know that at the moment we are at a threat from our neighbors.
And that is the job of our governors right now to deal with that threat.
This is continue on try that is on here. I like to know our governors here.
Yeah, we are doing that now. Can you reason that change the time for push one? It is held on Miss Aisha. Part of the push of Yoruba Nation has put them on the toes. And you know that I went home. I met with ADEBANJI. I'm not going to tell you everything that it discussed with all these governors and the previous one. Every one of them, right? Iṣẹ́ Yoruba Nation ló tún jẹ́ kó push a little bit more. But we are telling them, give security, provide services, give access to our people. So what more do you want us to do? So because of that now, PDP, that's where I'm lost. Anyway, I'm gonna come back to you because I've got a call now. Everyone's okay, caller, because we've got so much from the space already. Everyone's okay, caller.
Hello, Mr. Koiki. I just did some thorough I'm a silent watcher.
Okay.
Actually, we don't really send them
okay.
Emma anybody no. Emma go see any politics thing. Emma involved anything politics, self-determination, everybody.
Okay.
Get out. Without that, politics, PDP, create Yoruba as a party. Only now you go as time goes on, so what is the meaning if you one thing
but without that political party system, difficult. I've heard this as well from our own form political party in the UK. Without UK political party Yoruba, Yoruba Nation, and I've challenged them, and I haven't been given a clear answer to that. Okay.
They need to hand on this thing once and for us. Fight freedom
ẹ má gbọ́dọ̀ sílẹ̀ tó bá ní kọ́ máa lọ máa ṣe politics ó lè náà máa lọ máa fi jà the same problem ló máa kọ́ tó bá tún yà. Ó tọrọ mo sọ fún yín ẹ kọ sílẹ̀ jí mi lórúkọ mi mo tọ́ bá lọ́wọ́ politics ó lè náà máa fi jà so mi ò I don't have anything more to say.
Thank you so much. Ó dà pọ̀ tó wà lórí space ẹni tẹ́ fẹ́ pè wọlé we still have ample of time that we can allow you to interject and come through. But I'm still going to ask some of the, I have 4 speakers and beautiful speakers, and we have a lot of people that are commenting that, there's a lot going through. But and I'm happy that, SMP was touched on. SMP failed, the Alba Party pull up. Alba Party is pushing for at least probably about 7 seats, I don't know. But SMP, I believe, I don't know what is going to happen. Conservative are not doing very well. But the fact remains that when people are saying, how are you going to achieve and get this self-determination, whether you're going to call it Oduduwa Republic, Yoruba Kingdom, because a lot of people disagree with even some of the names that is being used presently right now. Let's take another caller because a program. Mine is to tell you that form political party. Àwọn èèyàn máa tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn àwa fìyẹn wọlé sí Yoruba Nation campaign ẹni tó ń pè mí yẹn ó dà ń pé láti ilé ni so the network is not coming through bí I can try again. There's another new entrance tó ṣe send a request and I'm trying to approve your request Basharu but again I love the fact that I believe, and I know that my brother was saying APC, and I don't even know whether you're APC or not, it's not the issue. But I know that many Yoruba people are just trying to remain behind that closed door. With Tinubu ní kankan tó fẹ́ ṣe, but Tebanika, Okoya, Tebaniki a lọ join political party. Okoya, please. Ṣé rántí pé Tinubu will not change the system, and I'm not saying that it might end up changing it. But tí Tinubu bá lọ tó parí 4 years, tó parí 8 years, ṣé ní àárín yẹn náà ni ẹ máa wá lọ join political party tí power bá tún padà sí náà? Ǹjẹ́ envisage what danger we are in already? Danger yẹn là ń sọ fún àwọn politicians wa work on that. Ẹ̀yin lówó lọ́wọ́ our Yoruba nation, we are just a movement. Don't expect us to be going into the forest. Yes, Igboho decided to do that, but it's not his responsibility. Igboho put a full stop to what this government should have done, and they failed every single one of us. So that alone is the reason why people rally around Igboho around the world. So the fact remains that I need to join political party. Ẹni tó bá ní ojú ń dùn wọn ò rí gbogbo rally tó ṣe ní Nàìjíríà irọ́ lẹ́pa. The rally was the reason for the fact that Igboho stood out. Kò ń ṣòwò nìkan lálágbára, kò ń ṣòwò nìkan ló wà ní ọjọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá. Kí ló dé táwọn tó kú òdìdé? Kí ló dé tí Ìbà Gani Adams òdìdé? Ṣèbí Ìbà la kọ́kọ́ pè. Ìbà ni mo kọ́kọ́ pè náà gbogbo wa. Pé Ìbà ẹ wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, ó ní ìjà Yorùbá ò ṣe jà fún. Tí ó nígbà tó bá pa wá tán. So ẹ jẹ́ ká wà very careful pé need the political party from our own end. Igboho stood out. Ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe wọlé lọ fẹ́ pa nìyẹn. Mo mọ tí wọ́n sọ ẹ rò pé mo máa ń ṣeré. Mo mọ tí Sultan of Sokoto ń sọ lórí Igboho. Pé tó bá mú Igboho kúrò nílẹ̀ gbogbo tó kù kékeré ni. Wallahi ta'ala ìsúnmọ́ bí láìláṣí láhùwà. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo tí mo sọ kò ṣe pé mo make it up. Àwọn northerners kan pé àwa ni kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n sọ fún mi kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n pè wá pé tó bá mú Igboho kúrò lọ́nà kékeré ní tó kù àwa tó kù máa sá lọ. So for the fact that Igboho is representing us, kí ló dé táwọn governors ní ọ̀kí ọwọ́ kún Igboho? Ó dá kó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé security yẹn lásán. Lóòótọ́ àwọn kan fi ọ̀nà sílẹ̀ fún wa. I will not be lying. Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún fọ̀nà sílẹ̀ fún wa nígbà tá a wọlé lọ bá wọn lógùn state. But later on, ó deny ẹ̀ nígbà tí Buhari fi fọ ẹ̀pọ̀n tó fi fàjà. So ṣẹ́rí Tinubu ni ó ń fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe ní this kind of Nigeria yẹn. Nítorí pé Tinubu ni o, by the time tí Tinubu bá ṣe tán, ìtàn sọ ìkọlà máa sọ o, ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí o, ẹ lọ gbọ́n tí Sultan of Sokoto sọ níjẹta, ó ní it will take decades with an S ká tó resolve ọ̀rọ̀ terrorism. Ṣé nínú ẹ̀ náà láti máa lọ máa ṣe politics pé kò yé mi o, ọkọ ya gbóhùn sókè, mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ní Twitter space, gbogbo yín ni mo gbádùn, èmi níbí báyìí, mo máa ń sọ àbáyàn kankan jà. Ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ APC wá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ká gbọ́n tó fi sọ but ìyẹn ò ní change ìrìn àjò táwa wà lórí ẹ̀ àjọ máa kọ́gbọ́n ni wọn náà gbọ́ ọlọ́gbọ́n náà láti ń ṣe kinní kan ni ẹgbọ́n sókè Mr. Akoya.
Program yẹn ká sọ̀rọ̀ ṣé ń gbọ́ mi báyìí.
Loud and clear.
All right. Ṣé rí mo ti wọlé tẹ́lẹ̀ mo tún jáde padà. So mo ṣe tó padà wọlé nísìnyí so mo at least mo gbọ́dọ̀ àbí mo gbọ́ little things nípa kan tí ó wà lẹ̀ ẹjọ́ mo fi Ọlọ́run bá tó dá yóò wọn àti ọ̀run mo fi Elédùmarè bẹ̀ yín ni o bá a sọ fún bàbá ẹ má ṣe rí gbogbo ṣe mọ̀ sí àwọn kankan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn wọn ò get them just say àwọn sabotu àwọn ọmọ kan tó ń lọ mọ́ kọ́ má jẹ́ ń pé nítorí ẹ̀ ń sìn they are coming to their àwọn èèyàn wá ń rán àwọn èèyàn wá I'm sorry I don't know mo kàn ń èmi kàn ń sọ nǹkan tí mo kàn ń try láti read nǹkan tó ń lọ yìí sílẹ̀ ìgbà for us o kí èèyàn wá wọnú politics ẹ gbàgbé ẹ jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run àwọn èèyàn ti fi àwọn èèyàn nínú Nàìjíríà báyìí àwọn tó ti wẹ let me tell you something a lot of people tó jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi àbí àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tó ń mọ̀ mí they are telling us something now pé time to make a jáde délé àwọn jáde ká tẹ̀lé yín tí mo kàn wọ́n báyìí tí a jáde wá but there's how tí mo fi ń tàbí ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má listen sí anybody pé ká ṣe lọ join politics not this country táwa wà láwa ń lébo confam not this bastard country táwa yìí o kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ báwo lè ẹni lọ báwo ẹjọ́ èkejì ká dúró báwo lọ sí fẹ́ ṣe bí gbogbo kọ́ńtà ìwọ́n wá ṣe pé everybody dey corrupt báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ká fẹ́ mú ènìyàn jáde ṣé bàbá fẹ́ ní pé ṣé bàbá olóyè Sunday Igboho fẹ́ ní pé ó yẹ ẹni tá a fà kalẹ̀ lélẹ́yìn ni ó yẹ ká ti ní láì nínú àwọn pọ̀lìtà ìwọ́n á corrupt.
And Mr. Ade ẹ máa bá mi answer question yìí ṣé mọ̀ pé politics ti UK a lè compare sí ti Nàìjíríà o SNP tẹ̀ ń dárúkọ yẹn ó kọ́ ọ̀kọ́ sí mi nísìnyí bọ̀ mò ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín brother mi ẹgbẹ́ òsókè mo rí i pé kọ́ọ̀kan tún wá lórí other number mi náà ẹgbẹ́ òsókè sọ.
báwo lọ sí fẹ́ ṣe nínú àwọn politicians wà ní Nàìjíríà yìí can't work ẹjọ́ ẹ má kó lórí tract ẹ wà yìí ẹ má jẹ́ ká kó lórí ẹ o ẹ bá dùgbẹ́ tó bá tí irú ẹ bá lọ padà ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn máa fi Ọlọ́run ṣẹlẹ̀ rí àwọn èèyàn máa wálẹ̀ ni. People like me because kini yìí mọ̀ pé it's everybody náà ló jáde but this thing is affecting my business it's affecting my work.
Okay.
So mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ìran mi mò ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìran ní gbogbo àgbọ̀n mi pátápátá tó bá pè mí ni mo fi ẹlẹ́dùn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó bá pè mí bá pè mí ní Yorùbá nation. tó ẹ má jẹ́ ká kó lórí craft ẹ̀jọ̀ kó lọ.
mo wà lórí program báyìí mo wà lórí program báyìí all right mo wà lórí program báyìí all right so ẹ ṣe gan ni afọlọrin before we take another call Mr. Ade let me pop back to you we know that the politics of Nigeria right now I mean the system is corrupt. There's no amount of who you want to bring in, whether they are going to form whatever, I mean, your own believe that should be the line. But because I mentioned SMP, ló ṣe tó yẹ kí n padà sọ́dọ̀ yín against her. Ṣé sọ pé ẹ lè derive ntí irú SMP ń get pẹ̀lú politics tá a fẹ́ ṣe nínú Nàìjíríà that's fáwọn tó bá fẹ́ ṣe torí àwọn ní ṣe politics ẹgbẹ́ òsókè sá.
1,000,000%. Ṣé ní ẹni tí ẹni nígbàgbọ́ nínú ara yín lè máa fà síwájú ẹni nígbàgbọ́ pé every sunshine ẹni yóò ní jẹ ìbọnìjẹra ìbọnìjẹ ìjà àdókò. Ẹ jẹ́ fún yín ní àpẹẹrẹ ẹ wo the crop of governors ta ní nígbà UPN Jákàndé Ọ̀nàbànjọ Ọláìgè Babájásẹ̀.
The world has changed na iná ọmọ yẹn gbogbo táìmù yẹn kò sí WhatsApp group kò sí ó ti change. So Yorùbá nation ṣẹ́ẹ̀dì ní premier ṣẹ́ẹ̀dì ní governor ṣẹ́ẹ̀dì ní. But láàárín èdè ara wa nìyẹn máa wà náà gbogbo àti sọ yẹn náà ká tó padà sẹ́yìn.
Àárín ara yín ni kí ẹ̀yin òkè fún ọ̀nà àti kọ́nà contest kó wọlé kí wọ́n ní kí wọ́n ṣe example fáwọn èèyàn.
Okay, all right, let's leave that now. Lórí tẹ́yìn béèrè fún gangan ẹ jẹ́ ká fi tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa sílẹ̀ èyí tẹ́yìn béèrè fún yẹn báwo ló ṣe máa wà achievable nínú current display ẹ má sọ nípa tiwa mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká fi tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa sílẹ̀ báyìí àti gbé sínú kúlà ó ṣe tutù lọ́wọ́ nípa line tẹ́yìn sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ẹ fẹ́ And I mean, you started very well with something, but Emma Monoloba Yoruba Nation mo. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ achieve pẹ̀lú in tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nínú Nàìjíríà tèmi nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní Southwest?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
We have our own group. We have our own group as well.
Okay.
There is splinter group within the party. I'm going to
Why? Is it from political party, Abi?
No. We are within the APC.
Okay, within APC. Like, okay, within APC. Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, very good. I need opportunity láti jẹ́ ìkànnì wálé di gómìnà state. I was set the example.
Okay. Ní sùúrù, so in terms of nísìn ẹ má bínú ẹ mọ̀ pé mo bá gbẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ yẹn. So in terms of nísìn pé láàárín gbogbo àwọn tẹ ní lọ́wọ́ tó jẹ́ àwọn government APC kò sẹ́ni kankan tó lè push agenda yẹn fún yín.
No, not at the moment.
Okay, very good. I'm liking that because you're being honest. So bí Dayo Israel lọ́jọ́ iwájú ó lè wá di governor àbí? Mo kàn sọ ni o. My idea. But what happened if APC breaks up again? Because there's probability ó lè break. That means they got to lose some other party ní àbí?
No, of course. Okay. Because at the moment, Nigeria lady, as a man talk about, kò tí ì sí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú of ideological base.
Okay. Ọ̀dà ẹ mọ̀ pé network ẹ má bí network tí dání tó ń pè láti Nàìjíríà ó ti ń pè látẹ̀ nǹkan so ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ fún ọ ní pẹ́rẹ́pẹ́ ẹ má bínú sà ẹ má bínú. Ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè Mr. Adeboboye.
Brother mi kò kékeré kó ètò ọ̀rọ̀ pé life lẹ́wà tó dé mọ́.
Life náà ni life ni sà. Mo ń bọ̀ Miss Aisha again.
Number one tẹ bá wọ politics tàbá Yorùbá nation bá wọ politics lè rí Yorùbá nation gbà torí waste àti Irish wà bẹ́ẹ̀ fún election láti orí ọdún yìí wọn ò tí gba country o àdéhùn àmì owó nìkan la nídìí o owó nìkan la nídìí àti ọmọlúwàbí ni a máa gbé dání àti owó ṣẹ́rí owó yẹn ló máa ṣiṣẹ́ so many things kò sí bí a ṣe ní Yorùbá nation gbà tí a bá ní owó dání. Èlò náà ń ta àkàrà àti àwọn ọ̀pá tó lò yẹn. Nígbà máa lọ sí tírénì ẹ̀ ni àárín wá yí ẹ̀ a máa lọ tírénì olóyè àwọn tá a máa tírénì. Lẹ́yìn wá yí ẹ̀ yẹn on 6 months tá a bá lọ tírénì yẹn pẹ̀lú owó tá a bá owó nìkan la níìdì pẹ̀lú ọmọlúwàbí. Jẹ́rí àwọn ọ̀tá inú ilé kan wà tó yẹ pé ó yẹ kán ti get rid of them. Àmọ́ kọ́kọ́ máa mú àwọn yẹn kúrò àwọn yòókù máa gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ ká ló sọ pé àlè nílò validation àti pété àbáwọ̀ politics.
Okay, ẹ má bínú because I'm trying to be very I'm trying to play the devil advocate but mo mọ ibi tí mo wà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn lọ. Àwọn kan ní àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ ọ̀nà yẹn sẹ́ kí ló dé tẹ̀ ń lọ sọ́nà yẹn kí ló dé tẹ̀ àfi ṣe ní political way kí ló dé tẹ̀ ṣe ní political way Koiki ẹ má lọ sọ́nà ẹ fẹ́ ra kàrà ẹ fẹ́ ra kéńké ẹ fẹ́ ra wọ́n ti bí ní níjọ́ kan lórí Twitter space kan rí pé àṣebí mo sọ pé mo máa ra àkàrà máa ra kéńké.
Níbo lẹ ti rí ní Áfíríkà rí tí political way solve anything.
Wọ́n ní ayé ti dájú ti tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ
Ọbásanjọ́ sọ fún yín pé anything tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe ní Nàìjíríà ẹni láti tún ṣe.
Bàbá ẹ̀ tún rán mi létí màá lọ wá dídùn ẹ̀ jáde nísìnyí ó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lóòótọ́ ó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Or dialogue kò láì àkọ́ nídìí àti time for dialogue àmọ́ pé dialogue yìí dey work àkàrà yẹn gangan gbogbo ẹni tó bá kú máa kú ẹni tó bá kú máa kú.
àfikún bọ̀ 28,000 ló kú nígbà Buhari àfikún bọ̀ 28,000 mo kàn ń sọ ní àfikún bọ̀ 28,000 kú nígbà Buhari.
Okay ọdúngbà tí wọ́n.
ẹ jẹ́ ká pause ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pause ẹ ní sùúrù ká jọ gbọ́ fídíò yìí kò pé 1 minute mo fẹ́ òbí the same video tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ náà mo bọ̀ sá.
Now you see you Obina you have everything going for you and I don't want you to feel discouraged. Please, things are bad in Nigeria but I believe it's only for a short time because it depends on you. Whatever my generation might have done wrong, and I will be the first to admit that my generation has done a lot wrong, it's for your generation to do it better. And don't just sit down and complain. Don't just sit down and complain. Sitting down and complain is like the anger of the cripple. You're on the same time, you will be on the same ground, on the same level, but you have to be proactive. And you have to make sure you get enough of what I call critical mass of people, like-minded people, who will be ready to say, yes, we can bring about a change. And you can bring about a change if you get the critical mass of people that are ready to slug it out. I always say, when people say, hey, well, when will this old hag go out of the way politically? They won't go out of the way. You have to make them go out of the way. They won't voluntarily go out of the way. You have to make it uncomfortable for them. I'm not talking of violence, but bringing pressure to bear to make it uncomfortable for them. They will go out.
A ti padà sórí ètò yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ Mr. Ade lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Miss Aisha mo ṣe ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín, mo kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa I'm sure ní tó bá tún fídíò yìí wò orí àmà lana pé kí làwọn gbọ́ lórí Koiki kẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, but again ẹ máa rántí pé kì í ṣe kankan náà. Adéyínká grandson gan ó ti ní tí Tinubu bá ti ṣe tóun fẹ́ òun máa bínú tán even though pé conservative làwọn. Mr. Ade, tí agenda tẹ́yìn sọ pé ó lè work from point tẹ́yìn sọ yẹn, again it's still a pro-talk between some of you and some groups that you have. Bí a kò gbọ́n yín ni, but bí a torí pé èyí wà lábẹ́ APC, which again like I always say, we must respect everybody wherever they are. By APC jà, àdèbá PDP jà. But how achievable ni àwọn plans tẹ̀yìn fẹ́ gangan yẹn fún ìran wa nísìnyí ni o, whether Èkìtì náà ni o, whether Ìjẹ̀bú náà ni o, àbí ṣé fún gbogbo Nigerians ni agenda tẹ̀yìn sọ yìí? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá mi ṣàlàyé sà. Bàbá yìí ti lọ mú kọ́ o, pọ̀ sí lórí ètò mọ́, yàrá tó ti pè wọ́n lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Mr. Ade, kódà kí Mr. Ade ti lọ mú kọ́ àgbọ̀n wọn mọ́ báyìí. Because I would have loved to know the agenda táwọn push. Wọ́n lè ti múná lọ àwọn ọ̀nì sá lọ kí ló dé màtá mo kí ẹ Rúgí Giant tó jọ mẹ́ta. Miss Aisha, there's a point that you raised that I want you to help us to push more about it. What should our governors be doing? Let's put Yoruba Nation aside. Let's push whatever agenda aside. What do we expect our governors in the Southwest to be doing for our people?
Yeah, this is the point. This is the angle that I'm coming from.
Go ahead.
Angle telephone pé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sí we are having non-Yorubas getting involved in our political space. That is very dangerous. And once you want that to wọlé, so everybody it's like tí kò bá sí ihò nínú ògiri fún aláǹgbá láti wọlé kò lè wọlé. Now wọ́n ti create ihò yẹn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn yìí wọ́n tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ pé Lagos is no man's land. Kí ló lè fún wọn ní infantry láti máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? It is because our political class and the governors and the House of Reps have given these people too much leeway. They have pushed aside the indigenous Yorubas to one side, and they are not meeting the needs of the indigenous of the Yorubas of our land. There is no reason why we should not have Yoruba as our first language in all workplaces. There is no reason why there shouldn't be security in Yoruba land. There's no reason why they have not created farming institutions in Yoruba land. There are so many lists of things that I list, and the only reason is because we Yorubas, as a people, we are not calling these people out we're not calling them out to order. We are empowering even to the non-Yorubas that are in our need to be doing is calling these people out. There is a petition, Timothy Bisori platform. So we should be calling these people, pushing until they answer us. Because if we do not clean up Yoruba land before we get it, we are going to be in very great danger. We are having non-Yorubas vying for political positions inside Yoruba land. And if we get to take up our positions, we are in trouble. So this is the angle that I'm getting in, is that we must be involved in our regional politics before we actually achieve Yoruba nation.
I don't want you to mention Yoruba nation. You see, that's the problem. I don't want Yoruba nation in talking with this particular discussion that you're pushing now. Leave Yoruba nation on the side. What I'm asking is, because we have 35 million Yoruba people. We are all selling our ideology to our people.
We have been segregated by these politicians.
Okay.
We need to start pushing. We need to start pushing hard.
All right, 1 minute.
And calling them to order.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Lanir. I think they want to ask a question, Ms.
Aisha ni pé tó bá sọ pé Nigeria, one Nigeria, kí ni ó mean sí yín?
No. Mo fẹ́ ká tún gbé lọ sọ́nà ti Yoruba nation for now, because the question I've asked her, let me rephrase it, is what should our governors, because Nigeria is still existing, there's no doubt about that. Nobody has said Nigeria is not existing anymore. What should our governors be doing at this particular time? The same time lájọ wà ní Nigeria is 3 p.m. ẹlòmíì ò tí jẹun, ẹlòmíì ti jẹun, security ni kí ló yẹ kó máa ṣe? What Nigeria mean yẹn àbí ẹfẹ máa bẹ? Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, we're not pushing enough.
But we are all people at home are pushing. We are pushing. Okay.
No, that's fine. But this is what I'm saying.
But people voted for the same people. Remember that they voted for them.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying, that we need to get involved in the regional politics.
Yeah, but there are people involved already, but we don't have to push people that are Yoruba nation into that.
What's happening is everyone is cowering. We are cowering to the demands of certain. We have even been subjugated in our own land, that we are even cowering to people that do not even own our land.
So let me get it clear. So are you saying now that the Yoruba nation will make more push? Maybe that is why you are looking in that line.
Yeah, we that we're calling for the Yoruba nation, we should join with majority of us of the conservative Yorubas. Okay. And push these governors.
But so what happened to what happened to those conservative Yorubas? Why are they not making that push? Why do you need the Yoruba nation?
They are, but if we that we're calling for Yoruba.
So that means you are not making enough push.
No. I'm saying at the moment, no, we're not pushing enough.
Yeah, but that is where you should be pushing your campaign to. Maybe you should be pushing that campaign towards that end while we are pushing what we are pushing as well. What about that?
Which is exactly what we're saying. It's on
Okay. Okay. All right.
There are various, and when I started, I said, we might be taking this road, but we mustn't forget that we can't just go one way. We have to turn here and turn.
Yeah, but one way in London is on my fine ticket.
Whichever angle is going to lead us to that end road.
Okay.
Is what we should be taking.
All right.
Like I said, there's a petition I have on my platform. All Yorubas should be signing that petition, because it is going directly to those governors.
Yeah, but people don't sign petition until the military kills them. We saw what happened in Lekki Toge. That's when they sign petition.
This particular petition, I've sent it to you.
I've seen it already. I think I've seen it in one of the groups. Yeah, I've seen it already.
So we need to be pushing that petition. That petition should get to the end of the road so that all our governors here.
Okay.
Then we need to be writing letters.
To these governors that are not going to listen to you anyway, because they're criminals.
No, but at least it's not a matter of them not listening. If we are many,
okay.
But just make that assumption.
All right. Okay. All right.
Just make that assumption that they're not going to do anything.
But they haven't done anything. We know that. They haven't done anything. They've been there for how many years now? This is their second term. Let's take this caller.
I'm telling you the reason they're not answering is because we are not pushing enough.
All right. Okay. I'll come back to you. All right. Let me pick the caller. I'll come back to you in a minute. Hello, caller. Easy. I'm about pushing petition for our governor with it. You go. Yeah, goes okay. Easy.
Òyìnbó rẹ̀ ti pọ̀ jù aláwa kan sẹ́ àfẹ́gbọ́ nothingness for Yorùbá nation. Àgbogbo tẹ́lọ̀ ní democracy gbogbo political step sọ yẹn òyìnbó ti pọ̀ jù. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ebi ń pa wá nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bẹ̀rẹ̀ bàjẹ́ mi àìrọ̀ ọ̀dà. Ẹja sọ̀rọ̀ bá ti máa lọ ẹ̀yin gọ́vọ́nà àti gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì gbogbo ẹ̀yin sẹ́nitọ̀ ẹ̀yin ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́. Ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ Ọlọ́run o, ẹ bímọ o, ẹ̀yin bímọ yìí. Àní bí ń pa àwọn èèyàn. Ọlọ́run Koiki aláì ẹbí dèbò bá kọ́ àti bàtí nígbà tó pọ̀ 2 3 ọdún 3 4 yẹn àbájọ Ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́ oṣù pé bọ̀. Bàjí mi we need to go Yorùbá people have to be under wọn Biafra ni àti Hausa ẹja máa lọ. All this òyìnbó ti pọ̀ jù Mr. Tinubu the president Jagaba ẹ wo kọ́ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá yẹn náà kò jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Àwọn pípọ̀ ti wọlé wọ́n ti kọ́ náà wá sí so what's going on? Ẹ lọ di minister of defence wa ẹni gbogbo tó sí ọ̀hún yẹn pé kó bá wọlé irọ́ o ẹ fi gbogbo yẹn lọ o. Ọdún mẹ́rin lẹ́ni within 4 years ẹ já sọ̀rọ̀ ká gbọ́ sí round table bí Koiki media ṣe sọ ká gbọ́ sí round table ká sọ kí ni kúnákúná. Tọ́ba ti jáde wọ́n ti jáde nìyẹn o gbogbo everybody wọ́n máa sùn àsùn lórí títì. Ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́ Mr. Tinubu kò tí ì dojú ẹ̀yẹ jẹjẹ nígbà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Kenya. Wọ́n ti rán wọlé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀yẹ tó rẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà o. $6 ló sọ̀rọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ for Miami orúkọ mi ò jẹ́ Yazid orúkọ mi. Àwa ti rí àwa orúkọ tó ń bọ̀ ni o. Mr. President, House Speaker.
Mo ń bọ̀ Mr. Basharu.
Senators. Ẹ̀yin Yorùbá people, ẹ̀yin Yorùbá senators, ẹ̀jẹ̀ àsọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sọ́ kúkúrú sí o. Torí tó bá ti tójú ẹ̀ ní àwọn Yorùbá ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń pa wá. Ẹ ṣí bọ́dà dẹ̀. So all this pollution and all this problem kò ní sí. Mr. Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, wake up. Ó ń bọ̀ o. Speaker of Yoruba land, ó ń bọ̀ o. Gàjàbí àmìlà àbí kí wọ́n lórúkọ máa ẹ bọ́ sí dáńsì ẹ̀fẹ́ ṣe kankan. Ẹ̀fẹ́ bí ìgbòho negotiate 2,000 naira whatever dem. Irọ́ ànígbà Yorùbá nation we need our nation Yorùbá land. Everybody máa lọ. Gbogbo ìbò tó ń fa ẹgbẹ́ nípa region no you still don't be under Nigeria. Àbẹ́ we want the Yorùbá to be on their own period. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá yìí sì jọ̀rọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. May God bless Yorùbá land and Yorùbá people. Thank you very much Mr. Koiki. Bá a ṣeré tí ọ̀ nípa ìjẹ́bàjẹ́ báyìí. Ìgbó owó ìṣà ọmọ aláti gbogbo nípò kékeré. Thank you for the humanity. Ọlọ́run. Ẹyẹ máa ẹ sọ́jú ẹ ní gbogbo wa wọlé. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń dá àwọn aràn gbogbo everybody. Ó máa ń pẹ́ jẹjẹ pa àwọn pípọ̀ wà náà. Ààrẹ ìgbọ́dọ̀ bá tó sọ ní stop killing our people. Ẹ wo ẹ jẹ́ àfìgbàgbé sí ẹ̀rí ìlànà kan sójú. Ẹ wo come and go bí pépà àbí méjìlá tó àlójú ẹ̀yà ẹtí ó ti identify Yorùbá náà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó sọ ní olóhùn olú ẹni wíwá this is identification rí ní ẹ̀gbọ́n rí píjọ ni. Ẹjọ́ náà ní ìsìgbówó ẹjẹ́ kó máa bọ̀ ọ́lé. Òǹgbà yín yíyà sí wáyé ẹ̀fẹ́ yíyí wa náà àní wọ́n ìfẹ́ ṣe fún ọlọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ọmọ ọlọ́run ni ó ní pé kò sẹ́ tó lè pa àwọn àgbọ̀lọ́run nìkan. Ẹ wá ní pé ká má tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn. Is this matter of the Benis people? Ẹ ṣe kíákíá ni o because.
Kódà mo kí brother mi láti Florida long. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gba the next there's a new entrance that has come in. Ká gbọ́ views ìtọ́ ọ̀nà táwọn tó fi gbà wọlé. Baba, open mic in Mr. Basharu. We are not just on the Twitter space. I am live on the YouTube, Facebook, and self-determination is an inalienable right. But it seems that some Yorubas have also said that they are conservative. So Kilawa, she labor one and now that's what Adeyinka grandson always put out, that we are liberal, they are conservative, and we are mixed blood. At some point, but God bless his soul. Mr. Bashoreba, open mic, you can go in time for our social.
The last person who saw us, anybody, no matter who you are, no matter who you power or the so ever the camera kí ọ̀yọ́ kọ́dọ̀ máa bèbè lórí tẹ́jú máa bá lọ sínú oko lọ́kọ̀ kò sí àti ìgbọ́n ní security channel lọ́kọ̀ ní Ọ̀ṣun state. Bábẹ́ máa gbé èèyàn tó wá ní ìdìbò mẹ́jì wọ́n máa pariwo pé òfin ní pa wọ́n pé gbogbo èèyàn ti ìjọba olóyèjọ máa kéde ní ìgbà yẹn tó bá ń parí ẹ lọ sí oko ìjọlọ́kọ̀ kò.
So Tiba going that sir. So that means the security situation in Kogi State is far much fearable.
We barely even have any security as far as Kogi is concerned. But the fact
so that means the governor is doing very well then.
Yes.
Okay. But they compare against other states to request in another state because the video that was sent. Ẹ̀rọ oúnjẹ owó wà lọ́wọ́ fámà yìí o náà rọ oúnjẹ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ èlò ló ń tà màlà nísìn.
Kogi State was the most secure in the last 30 years in the northern region of Nigeria. From Ajala to Edo, this and that. There is no such issue in Kogi State.
But ṣé ẹ tún lè sọ̀rọ̀ nípa another state àbí Kogi ẹnìkan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fẹ́ specific ǹjẹ́ tún mọ̀ nípa.
The security in Ondo State, the security in Ọ̀ṣun, the security in Ogun, the Lagos, the Ekiti.
Okay.
So táwọn èèyàn wá máa ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta táwọn èèyàn wá máa wá sí àmúwá sọ pé lórí ipa wọn bí ojú lójú bá àwọn ìṣòro ọba pàlè bá.
Okay.
Tí mo bá wá láti Kogi fún mi ní opportunity, the economic and the agricultural opportunity ìdúgbò local government ìròyìn ìdúgbò local government ìmọ̀tòrò tí mo lọ bẹ̀ tí mo lọ dáko tí mo lọ sínú ìfẹ́. You see the very arrow approaching land mo lọ dáko mo lọ sí Ìlàjẹ ìgbọ́kọ̀ down to be precise mo lọ dáko yẹ̀ká wo lè tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó máa wá lórí afẹ́fẹ́ tó máa sọ pé èmi pa wọ́n ìgbà ní tìlú.
So kí ló ń fa the frictions of níta ń gbọ́ pé wọ́n ń pààyàn Fúlàní wọlé wọ́n ń jẹko wọ́n ń ṣe kinní kan ṣé gbogbo kí ṣé múvì làwọn yẹn ni.
ṣe ti gbọ́ nǹkan sọ ní Ọ̀ṣun state ẹ ti rọ́bà gbọ́ pé màálù ó lọ jẹun polówó ní Ọ̀ṣun state ní gbogbo Ọ̀ṣun ìwé lọ́sọ̀ àbúrò ṣàtúgbọ́ rẹ̀ ni. àwọn èèyàn tó dà wà ní Ọ̀ṣun ló ṣe pé ní pápálẹ́lẹ̀ ni the primary occupation of the people of the development the subsistence farming àti ẹ̀gbọ́n pé tó lọ fà tó lọ dá gbogbo ọgbà oúnjẹ tó máa jẹ tó máa lọ sí oko tó máa sọ pé èmi àwọn ojú opportunity gbà àgbègbè lọ́dà pàlùbá and that's on the other side and that's just sorry for that.
No, well, I mean, we're learning now because I mean, you're on the ground, so I mean, I'm hearing something on a different perspective, and it's good to get that input. But it goes okay.
Yes, and honestly, when you look at our own reality, I mean, online is not the reality.
On the ground.
Online is not the reality. Yes, if you go to where you are so proud, don't always think about control precisely.
Yeah, but we know that Akeredolu make a lot of push for the security in those states. I mean,
when you look at it, see the massive engagement of people in production of palm oil, production of yam cassava. These people that are coming online to lament, these are lazy people that don't even The reality is not the same on ground. Food is surplus. You go to people that they think if you people, what's your happening issue? What's your happening last?
Okay, so all right, let's leave that. Let's come back in the context of the country on the whole, because if you're saying that people are not going to the farm, diaspora, bring that image, but we are getting report from the UN that Nigeria is more as close to Somali when it comes to food shortage.
Exactly, because we are lazy. We don't want to farm anymore.
But is it because they don't want to farm, or there's a security threat? I'm not talking about Yoruba land. Listen, I've put the whole state together, because the report coming from the United Nations is that we are now as close to the edge of almost like Atijawani Somali. See, Otiwani, hunger famine. Ṣé wọ́n parọ́ nìyẹn ni pé èèyàn.
Let me cite Kaduna State as an example. Kaduna, I start to be corrected, was the most security challenged state in the entire Northwest. I start to be corrected. In 2022-2023, agricultural year, farming period, Kaduna was the largest producer of ginger, despite the insecurity in Kaduna State. Kaduna was also the top 5 largest producer of 5 agro-commodities like maize, sorghum, and others. Despite this security, what does this tell you? It tells us that if we implement the right policy, how was Kaduna able to achieve it? The immediate past governor of the state, Erika, implement a policy where the state civil servant only work Monday to Thursday. Friday is dedicated for farming. So the civil servant in the state come to the farm on Friday after that. And by the end of that fiscal year, Kaduna we saw the massive improvement in food production. So I'm talking on fact and data. You can get it because this is fact. So if Kaduna was able to achieve it, maybe the most important challenge in the southwest.
Okay, I'm not being, because I'm trying to cut in between, and I'm enjoying what you're saying, because you're bringing a different perspective. Maybe in Nigeria, because the country is full of lies. Anyway, the question I want to ask is there food hunger in the land right now?
There's no food hunger. What you have is laziness. There's no food that you will not see food to buy.
So you will not see food to buy, but there's food to buy, but there's no money. Any suru. There is food, but there's no money to buy it. Is that the situation?
No, inflation is rising. We recognize that inflation is rising.
So that means there's no money in the hands of the people.
It is not as bad as we are taking it.
Okay. But it is not as bad, but Nigeria is still the poverty capital of the world. I don't know how that is. I'm trying to. These are statistics that is coming. So that is the world is. I don't bring out this report. They're telling lies. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying.
Because you're saying it's not as bad, but Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world.
Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, but there is no, when you go to all of the cities, people down to the locals, the villages, every weekend they will tell the service apartments, the bars, the restaurants.
Yeah, but we know that those kind of money are money coming from fictitious activities of crime, which just recently.
There is no crime in our local government of the UK. There is no crime in up to now. We do not have a police station in our community. And since
so that means the country is doing very well. That is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying we are being completely. We are saying we are not as bad as the government of fake news and
So all right, let me read this headline to you, sir. This is the Vanguard newspaper. I'm sure you know Vanguard very well. This was yesterday. Bandits demand 20 million levies and taxes monthly from the Benue community.
Yeah, that's one of the security challenges we're talking about.
All right. Hold on, we have somebody that just want to probably chip in. And again, please let's us be civil. No cursing, no abuse of anybody. Eba mute mole, Mr. Bashon. Eba mute mole. Eshigoni. Egbo soke, Mr. Adams. Eje ka gbo látọ̀dọ̀ yín. Ó lè má jẹ́ ọmọ APC o. Ó lè jẹ́ farmer ni o. Àwọn APC ni o. I don't know. Mo ti bèrè lọ́wọ́ Mr. Bashon. A béèrè nísìn. Ó yẹ egbo soke.
Mr. Koiki.
Yes.
Mr. Koiki. Ẹni tó ń tàn àgọ̀ ló ń bá yìí. Ẹni tó ń tara rẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń tara rẹ̀. Òun ni kan sọ fún. Ṣé wàá rí kó sọ̀yàn? Ọ̀pọ̀ ló ní àsìkò díẹ̀ ló kù fún gbogbo wa. Ẹni tó bá máa stop àwọn Biafra. Ẹni tí ó lóyún pé kí Yorùbá fi ṣe máa join politics. Òun tó dájú lójú pé kò sí bá báńdẹ̀ẹ́ni tó lè dá wọn dúró lásìkò bá tó. Ẹ lọ join politics. Ẹ ti gbọ́? Gbogbo ẹ̀dá kan owó kan tó tí Biafra tábà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ẹ̀yẹ lọ máa wá politics kiri. Kẹ́ má lọ máa múra kan. Ebe lọ máa gbé. Àtùkọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ láwàá yìí. Lásìkò ọ̀rọ̀ bá tó bá ti pẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tán. Tí action bẹ̀rẹ̀. Everybody máa mú nǹkan tó máa ṣe next.
Thank you so much. I'm going to put out some information out here, and I'm going to keep Mr. Bashon call guide wa bí àwọn report náà irọ́ ni. March 2024, Chinese among hundreds that were kidnapped. That is coming from the CAG news, and let's quickly just read through it. The Chinese nationality has been kidnapped during a renewed adoption spree by the militants in Nigeria. The individuals whose identity authorities were yet to divulge was kidnapped on Thursday in the north central of Kogi State. So let's close that one. Let's read this one again. Inside details of 19 terrorism financial indicted by the Nigerian government. Those names are the financial of terrorism in the Nigeria today, which is Takumamu, Kaduna-based publisher, blah, blah, blah. West, 6 firms, West and the East Africa General Trading. Mr. Mamoon of the Kaduna-based publisher of the Desert Arab newspaper was also, there were 6 of them. Okay, let's close that one because that is not coming to what I exactly wanted to come about. Let's go to Angle. No, this is 2022. Well, you mentioned 2022 as well. So let's talk about 2022. 2022, not 2 years ago. Kogi State, Niger Kogi terrorist new heaven. What you need to know. There is a build-up of multiple non-state actors across the northern Nigeria, which includes the embattled Boko Haram and Suru and ISWAP. They have continued to push southwards, finding new aborts in Niger and Kogi State. Between April and August 2022, terrorists conduct attacks in Niger and Kogi State and some part of Abuja, Nigerian capital city in the north-central Nigeria. Many people were killed, including security personnel, while others were kidnapped. The frequency of such incidents has left many communities, both urban and rural, in perpetual fear. I don't know. As the terror groups move closer and closer from villages to the cities, including Minna, Niger State capital, and Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State. Shock waves in Kogi. Kogi State is relatively one of the most peaceful states in the north central, which I think you talked about as well. But this has changed in the last few months due to the rising terror attacks. But you disagree with this. Let's close that one. Again, one thing is also there are factions in Niger and Kogi State. I can tell you that in Kogi State there's a strong presence of Ansaru and ISWAP and Boko Haram. This is not a surprise since it has been said that Muhammad Yusuf, the first leader of Boko Haram, his root is from Kogi State. Actually, I know the program, Mr. Bashorun. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè sà. Intimo kasita yẹn ẹ bá wa ṣàlàyé lórí ẹ̀. torí kò yé wa báyìí níṣẹ́ ẹ ti confuse wa báyìí lórí show yìí.
ìbéèrè tó máa dùn náà ní àtàkùnrin ní Boko Haram àbí Iswa àbí Banji ti carry out gbogbo ìdíje. How many attacks are the Boko?
Well, I mean, ẹni sùúrù ìtẹ̀sọ̀ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ àbí ẹ̀mí ò gbọ́ yín dáadáa o. Ìtẹ̀kọ́kọ́ sọ ni pé Kogi State is safe.
Yes, I mean, this is just, how do academic research in grammatical gymnastic exercise.
Okay.
So what does it exist in real life? I just want to ask you. They said that they are not within the days in Kogi, but we got 0 attack. So what does that tell you? If you say something like this.
But we saw the company ní 2024 yìí wọ́n sì kidnap now ní around March. No, ẹni sùúrù violence yàtọ̀ sí kidnapping àti terrorism o ẹ má ká mix ẹ up o. Okay, so àwọn ọmọ okay, so that is not terrorism, it's kidnapping.
Yes, kidnapping, yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. And àwọn family tẹ́yìn ṣe yẹn àwọn tó ń jẹ màálù tó ń fi màálù jẹ oko wọn disturb ẹ̀yin rárá.
No.
Ní gbogbo state ẹ̀ tí ń operate ní ẹ̀dá pẹ̀ ní Ondo, Ifẹ̀ àti Kogi. All right. I do prefer long. So àwọn crops wo lẹ ń ṣe tí bá béèrè sá. Okay. Wow, interesting. That means kẹ́ ẹ máa supply àwọn brewery ní cassava yẹn wọ́n fi ṣe gàrí mọ́ ó dà pọ́n ní ẹ̀ ló máa ń make owó dáadáa.
Yes, so I want to let them continue their.
But okay, do you get any kind of support from the state with this farming, or is it just your money that you have to go and raise?
The support we get is which is the important, friendly and very peaceful atmosphere.
Ẹ bá mi pọ́nlẹ̀ Mr. Timmy ẹ ti wọlé ẹ bá mi pọ́nlẹ̀ mi bọ̀. Okay, all right. Enabling environment.
Security, which is the primary objective of the government.
So how do you gauge the present governor Alhaji Olodo mo ṣe tẹ rí Twitter handle wọn I mean just about an hour because mo wá Twitter handle kan àwọn èèyàn máa ní tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation àkí move Kogi along how will you rate him in the last. No ó yẹ béèrè mo ń gbọ́ kẹ má lọ gbàgbé. Okay. Remember Mr. Timmy.
The security, the most important thing for us is to maintain the temple of Yaya by ensuring that to indigenize security and make everybody a stakeholder.
In his government.
Able to go and do their business, doing businesses secured and in a very safe environment. And for me, they have been able to do that. Apart from that, they will be kidnapping, which immediately in terms of the response time.
All right, Mumbo. Okay then. Yes. Yo, DJ.
And then in Kogi State, we have 5 local governments in the Open and Yoruba people. We have the Yaga East, Yaga West, Papabu local government, and from Papabu we have the Tinubu local government, and then you have the Papabu local government area. And then apart also the way from that, you have the Magogo. I mean, the local people we are the people that want to go to the West. And then we share battle with the people, and
Southwest. In Koiki Central, yeah. Okay. Which is the smallest local government. Magogo is a Yoruba city. They also change their history to Benin. Okay. They also have Ogboro, the people of Ogboro.
Okay.
Yoruba city. They are also the Koiki Central Territorial District.
Okay.
Now, the question of the Yoruba nation agenda.
Yes.
I do not believe that Yoruba must go from Nigeria to develop Yoruba land.
Okay.
I think Yoruba can remain in Nigeria and develop itself and take advantage of the diversity. And I mean, we can remain in Nigeria and develop Yoruba land. That is my own personal view as a people.
Okay.
That is very strong.
Okay.
Now, let's think hypothetically now that Yoruba nation became a reality. What do people factor us when you go put people in Koiki? I mean, you're going to. What is the plan? And then looking at the topography of the political structure of the status quo.
Remember, Mr. Timmy, one minute, sir. Yeah.
We are victim of political exigency. We have no business in Koiki or not. Our culture, identity, our history,
all right.
our ancestors have nothing to do with it. How are you planning to uproot us? Are you planning to also go to Ogboro, the Abacha people?
All right. I think I've got as much of what you're saying. All right. I'm going to answer those questions. I have a caller that I've held for the last, almost 4 minutes now. Let him complete his discussion. Then we'll come back to your conversation. But definitely, whoever is part of the Europe, Cherry number one, the Kogi state, as many other part of Yoruba land that has been cut out, right? We know those maps. You might not know that because the way it has been carved now in a fraudulent way. They're coming with us. That's just a first simple answer. But we'll come back into the discussion. It's okay, Mr. Timmy.
Hello, you say from the last caller, you say he keeps repeating this statement that apart from the kidnapping, he didn't see kidnapping as insecurity. He did not see kidnapping as threat to the citizens, to the Yoruba people, because he keeps repeating himself that apart from kidnapping, that kidnapping is not big deal. It's not something that is that bad, So that's what he keeps saying. Then again, I could remember 2 years ago when I went to Nigeria. Then I was, talking to people that don't you see what's happening in the village? Then they would say, but it's only in the village that they're doing that. And I said, are the people living in the villages, are they not human beings? Are they not Yoruba? But it's not happening in the city. It's not happening in the city. But the people that they are kidnapping in the villages, are they not human beings? Are they not Yoruba people? So, and this guy, the last caller, keeps saying it that apart from kidnapping, as if kidnapping is not insecurity, kidnapping is not a threat. So the people that they say, he's saying, people should go to farm. How will people do their own farming job when they're kidnapping them, killing them? So it's still all these things still fall under insecurity. People are not, they can't do their farming. They can't go to the farm because they will fear all these Fulani men that are kidnapping them, that are destroying their farms. So I don't know our people. Then again, on the issue of Scotland, you see, Scotland they have their own house where they have their own currency that they spend. You can see Scottish pound is different from the British pound. So and in Scottish they have their own parliament separately. So now on our own we want Yoruba, we want Yoruba. So forming another party, our Yoruba party, I don't think that is the answer. Because still the
it is this all these Jeburu-Jera politicians that will still infiltrate it. So let's keep on listening. That's all I want to say.
Moki, we've gone, way over 2.5 hours. A very, very, heavy discussion. In terms of the new entrance, is more concerned about how do we, bring in those that are Yorubas in Koiki State. Every part of Yoruba land is known, not the current as it's been divided fraudulently by the military regime and those that wanted the interests of Ile Yoruba to carve to their own side. So the fact that those in Koiki State always think that they will be left alone or they will be left behind because we are asking for the right of the Yoruba people to exit Nigeria. You talked about something that a little bit. You said, and that's your views. This is something that will get concerned. One in Nigeria, but you still want us to think that the Nigeria will favor you or favor all of us as the indigenous people, and we know that is a lie. First and foremost, whether you agree with it or not, there's an agenda. There is an agenda to Islamize every one of us. So that agenda, whether you agree with it or not, it is there. And we can give you evidence, not just inside Nigeria, from outside Nigeria as well. Secondly, the Nigeria that many of you are fighting for, that you are defending, that Nigeria is a fabrication that the British put together to create all this problem that we are encountering today. So until understand what we are fighting for is not to save that name, because that name first and foremost, because look, that we should first get back our true identity. The last, the first speaker, because I was not even going to bring anybody in. He has gone now. We can't even say him. He couldn't answer the final question. He has thrown what he wants to throw in here, and that's exactly what I want to do. But now that I've known some of you, probably we just have, because your views that you think that you can bring into a platform like ours and then you will walk away, it's not going to happen. Because number one, this platform is dedicated to one thing alone, self-determination. We care less about how your interest in Nigeria, because that's your interest, is a British interest, not our true interest. Interest in Britain, because I will not create this monster that is affecting every single one of us. That would have been because I tend to from political party. I tend to come from political party. The fact must remain is that we are fighting back our true identity that was stolen away from us. Kinshé Nigeria, ọmọ ìrànmọ́ládé ni wá. So pé ká kọ́kọ́ máa sọ pé torí pé Nigeria ti exist. Gbogbo existence Nigeria kò tẹ̀ tí pé 200 years. It is just less than 110 years. And I want us to have an open mind to that. Yes, I was born inside that country as well, but we didn't know all this until now. That hidden agenda yẹn òun là wá ń bring out tó ti di conversation tó fi di pé ó ń touch ẹ̀yin, ó ń touch àwa. Pé in tó ń sọ yẹn ṣó make sense. So ká máa sọ pé a fẹ́ defend Nigeria torí pé ká lè bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn Igbo. No! I don't want to defend Nigeria so that I can love Igbo. I want to defend Yoruba nation, and I'll decide if I love Igbo and I want to work with them. Tinu Yoruba gbé mi, I have the right to go to another country. I don't want to defend Nigeria because of the northerners. Torí wọ́n jẹ́ Hausa. I would rather want us to remain as one entity in one same uniform. Then we can have neighbors. We can agree with them and we can disagree with them. Gbogbo wọn bára wọn jà ní Ukraine àti Russia. Russia still have their embassy running in this country. Ó sì ní àwọn businesses ọjọ́ trade. Ó kọ̀ yẹ pé àwọn businesses kan ní wọ́n dey trade money. So this view pé nítorí pé wọ́n ti bí gbogbo wa sínú Nigeria, I work within the Nigerian community for 10 years. So you can't tell me that I've not paid my own dues, and I was not paid for that. So nítorí pé ẹ ṣì ń fi sentiment sí tí mo true identity, and it's not because you have not left Nigeria. You don't have to leave Nigeria to know your true identity. our true identity has been shielded. Yes, development, gbogbo yẹn, àmọ́ nìyẹn, but àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ gba identity wa padà. Now, ẹ̀yin á lọ wo bọ́ọ̀ nísìn, ẹ máa hail àwọn ọmọ Spanish, ẹ máa hail ọmọ France, ẹ máa hail ọmọ Italy, but à ń sọ nísìn pé ẹ jẹ́ ká hail ọmọ Yorùbá náà as a nation. Ẹni náà nítorí pé òyìnbó kó gbogbo wa papọ̀. And that is something that we must understand. The fact that Nigeria is still operating, yes, I want Kogi State to be as much as opportunity for everybody. And I'm surprised that you're talking about Yaya Bello as a very clean, good man. I'm very shocked. Because the same Yaya Bello, tá à ń gbọ́ pé ó kó $720,000. Bí arọ́rọ́ tó pamọ́ yín, I don't know. But again, you are on the ground, I am not on the ground, but we have okun tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn. I have a sister here in London tó jẹ́ pé ọmọ ọkùnrin wọn, Sister Elaine, full involved in the Yoruba nation. Kódà ọ̀rọ̀ Kogi tẹ̀yìn sọ torí pé lọ́kùn àlòmíì àṣebọ́ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ní ìwọ kí nípìn pẹ̀lú gbogbo Kogi state ṣé àbọ̀ pé torí Kogi state ni èmi àti olóyè fi meet. Ẹ máa bèrè pé lọ́nà wo Tolú lọ parọ́ ti lé tó pa tó jẹ́ ọmọ okun àbí mo parọ́ àbọ̀ ọmọ okun kọ́ ní Kogi state. Ṣèbí mi lọ ń sunkún níwájú embassy tí mo ṣépè fún ọ pé kí ló ṣe the first helicopter combat pilot in tó mú èmi àtolóyè mọ́ra dè nínú ọ̀la nìyẹn. So kẹwàá máa sọ nísìnyí pé ní interest Yorùbá ṣé mo mọ Tolú lọ pẹ́ rí ni tí mo fi sunkún tí nígbà tó tọ́pa torí wọ́n pa á ni. But ẹ̀yin nísìnyí ẹ fẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà bọ̀wọ́ pa ọmọ yín. Other tí mo tí wọ́n Nàìjíríà mean because you are from Kogi state and I'm not blaming you, I am just telling you to open your mind. Because wọ́n pa ògo lẹ́yìn tó jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà, she is only 22 years old. Nínú ìlú tó yẹ kó ní safety jù nínú gbogbo Nàìjíríà òun ni military base. Níbẹ̀ mà lọ ti pa Tolú lọ parọ́ tilé. You can come and tell me it's a conspiracy theory. We work on reverse me. No, it's not a conspiracy theory. Ó máa defend the security gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà mà ní. Ntọ́ máa fi pa mà nìyẹn. But you are here now making it look like, Kogi is a sweet place. But inú Nàìjíríà mà lọ ti pa ọmọ yín now. So what are we talking about? So why are we like this? Ẹ̀yin sọ ní sí pé ẹ̀yin rí business ṣe. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy for you. But ẹni tó wà níjẹ̀bú send the videos to me ó ní bó ti jẹ gbogbo oko tó ń ṣe tán òyìnbó tó ń sọ ìyá mọ̀ pẹ̀lú tó lọ school ni ó ní they say our youth are lazy ó ní but we are not lazy ó ní oko tó ń ṣe wà nígbà títí di 7 alẹ́ nígbà tó máa fi dé láàárọ̀ gbogbo ìgbé àwọn màálù wọ́n ti bá gbogbo kòun jẹ́ ẹ wá ní wọ́n lazy. Again, we are talking about the diaspora that are investing heavily. Ṣé mọ̀ pé the same thing tó gbé olóyè náà tó dìde nìyẹn diaspora tó wálé tó wá invest nínú proper farming tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀yin àti ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ lè má pa ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀ farming. Mo ń bá ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń load video yìí tí wọ́n ti bá mi ṣe because mo ṣe video iṣu kan mo wá compare pẹ̀lú táwọn ti Ghana ẹ̀jẹ̀ sáré lọ upload ẹ̀ mú bọ̀ kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. So èyí tí mo fẹ́ bàyọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ẹ má jẹ́ ká wà selfish nípa ara wa nìkan. Because tó bá yẹ pé titara wa nìkan ni àwọ̀ ní máa ro ti yín àwa wà concern kò ń ṣe pé torí pé ẹ̀yin ní oko mẹ́ta yes ẹ lóko mẹ́ta but at the end of the day ọ̀rọ̀ oko tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn ẹ mọ how many years tèmi wá sí Kọ́bapẹ́ ní Abẹ́òkúta pé ká ṣe ráìsì local rice tó máa dé London. Ṣé mọ̀ pé mo sọ pé mo lọ sí Spitalfield pé wọ́n fẹ́ fún wa ní millions of pounds pé ká máa fi gbé ṣu wá sí UK. Kò máa wọ́ọ̀kì ṣe mọ bottleneck tó wà níbẹ̀ ni. So I understand that bóyá you don't have to be in politics and I keep saying that àwọn kan lówó ní Nigeria were involved in crime. But don't come and tell us that there's no crime in Nigeria and as making it look like it is merry-go-round. Àbí kílẹ̀ afẹ́ máa sọ yìí. Buhari pa 28,000 ọmọ Yorùbá within 8 years. Ó lọ sí border. Crime against humanity is happening on a daily basis. Ẹ wá sọ Kogi yẹn di pé oúnjẹ Kogi kan náà ni Natasha tí wọ́n lọ dí ọ̀nà ọmọ tó fi jẹ́ kó dìbò láti jẹ senator ó padà jẹ́ náà ni. So I am lost. So for the fact that àwa Yorùbá kan dìde ìfẹ́ ta ní sí gbogbo ara wa náà ni àmúra wa rí social media has connected many of us, which is a great thing, unlike years before. But what we need to start understanding right now is that it is beyond just you. You should start thinking about the next generation, the next future. That future is not going to happen in Nigeria. There's no amount of whatever or however you want to put it. It is time that we need to think about others, not about you alone. And I'm not here, putting any sir. I am not putting any blame on any one of us. We are not perfect human beings, but we should first talk about our governors. Yes, provide security. Any wọ́n máa pàdé ọmọ tí kò tí gbó nínú Celestial Church. Ẹ ṣọ́pẹ́ ń gbọ́ news ṣá àbí torí pé ẹ̀yin ní access internet sí lélòótọ́ ètò ń lọ nínú gbogbo Nàìjíríà pátá ó ń dórí dẹ́sìkì yìí o. Kò ń ṣe ọ̀nà Kogi yẹn náà lọ́nà ti jẹ́ àwọn olórin kan láìpẹ́ yìí ní last year December tọ́nà 100 million kan. I am lost. Ẹgbọ́n sókè kọ́là wa.
Mr. Agweli,
yes, sir.
What's the program for the past 2 hours? But the last caller, she also was insecurity in Nigeria. So little experience to share between my friends right there. Just last week, a friend of mine, who are the Omo, he was telling me, just 3 days ago. Last 3 days ago, everyone saw me being promotion. They saw me Ìjẹta. You understand? Kill them so. Only uncle, immediate elder brother, my man, Mama Tokiri, or like a friend of mine, immediate elder brother, my man. One of those family had both. When we are going to know shit, láti àárọ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ sílé ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ after the tiredness of farm work. You understand?
Yeah.
So when they father lost doing bike on their way going on, àwọn Fúlàní dẹ̀ jáde sí wọn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ kidnap ìyàwó wọn fi ọkọ sílẹ̀. But kò sí strength láti lè jẹ́ wọ́n fẹ́ bá wọn jà lẹ́yìn because wọ́n ní weapon. So ọkọ yẹn lọ sílé, ó lọ padà sílé, ó lọ sọ fún àwọn local farmers àtàwọn vigilantes ọkọ̀ local security group yẹn. Wọ́n lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn again. That support ilẹ̀ ti ṣú. You understand? Wọ́n lè go far láti lè wọ́n fẹ́ wá ẹni yẹn. You understand? Gbà tó máa di àgbọ̀dọ̀ kejì tó máa lọ síbẹ̀ tó máa search gbogbo environment ní get of weapons ti pa ọmọ yẹn. Wọ́n gé ọrùn ọmọ yẹn nígbà tó máa gé ọrùn ẹ̀rọ and ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ yẹn nìkan with another they found another 7 woman bodies in the same spot. And irú nǹkan yẹn kò ní sí ó lóun sọ ilé because we are close so òun lè sọ fún mi because nǹkan tó ń bá sùn pé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé wọ́n kàn ń pè òun láti 3 days ago and news ni mo wá online ní ìdí gbogbo orúkọ báyìí ṣé mo kí not because of that person tó close mọ́ mi ó lè relate that kind of news fún lórí ìgbéga fún mi you understand but àwọn èèyàn náà ṣe máa sọ wípé kò sí security ẹni tí Nàìjíríà bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí kò ní bá wọn bọ́ bá kú sọ ẹ kó ètò
lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí brother mi Báṣọ̀run èmi ò mọ̀ yín ní ìgbà tí mo ń pariwo pé wọ́n pa Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé mo máa fún yín ní access kẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nísinsà Tolúlọpẹ́ I just saw as Kogi State èmi ò tẹ̀ wá wò pé ibì kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ní Kogi ibì kan kì í ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá I saw her not as the Nigerian I saw her as a Yoruba girl that was massacred Tolúlọpẹ́ ìlú Yorùbá ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ Arótilé kódà aṣọ tí mo ṣe fún ó ṣì wà lókè torí Tolúlọpẹ́ ní Ìgbòho ṣe rí mi so ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí I've gone way past it's coming up to 3 hours whatever it is now after you I will not bring anybody in again I have to end this program but video kan load lọ́wọ́ àfi tí video yẹn bá load tán kí tó parí ni máa fún wa ní access pé kárí ètò pé wà nínú video yẹn ẹgbọ́n sókè Mr. Báṣọ̀run ẹ ṣé gan ni sir.
It's a good thing this place is recorded and I think I was very precise and articulate enough. So I'm surprised when I think a lot of people are well, I'm responsible to what I said, but I'm not responsible to your interpretation. If my take earlier suggests that I said there's no insecurity in Nigeria, That's very far from what I said. And the point I was making is, it is not as bad as we are making this scheme, and as it impacts our productivity as a nation. I cited Kaduna State, that despite being the most security challenged state in the northwest, Kaduna was the largest producer of ginger and top 5 largest producer of 5 major agro-commodities, despite the insecurity. And I went further to elucidate that these are the steps that the government do to ensure and enhance their productivity level. And then I translated the same thing down to Osun. Osun State, we've had several incidents of cattle headers attack in Osun State. And I challenge anyone to bring any of that. I mean, where we had farmer headers clash in Osun, but you see somebody in Ejigbo shouting and lamenting online that they are hungry. And I say it is as a result of laziness. It is laziness that will make you have arable land.
And you cannot take advantage of those arable land. Yes. I mean, if there's I mean, that's what we are shouting for with our governors. I'm not that we can accuse them, we can blast them. They are representing us. They have to provide security and allow people to go to farm and make sure that there is an enabling environment. But we know that not all of them would do it. Some.
I was on the stage some days ago.
Yeah.
And by the way, is my second home.
Okay. Banji or Badebadon.
I also have a farm in Ife. Now, I schooled in Ife. I graduated about 13 years ago in Ife. And I was saying it, I said, but by the time I return to Ife, if nothing is done in the next 5 years, what Ife would become as the source,
So what did you see in there that is a bit shocking that
Yahoo boys are taking over Ife. Our fathers are no longer going to the farm. Our fathers are not doing boy to Yahoo boy, buy them weed, buy them food.
Wow.
Our fathers are no longer farming. They just want to get a motorcycle, they want to get they want to get a Bura motor to carry students. But if OAU is shut down, if OAU is on break, if the Polytechnic is on break, if foreign news is on break, if the university is on break, you guys like a voter.
Wow. So that means the state is not economic, buoyant of itself.
Yes, because they have abandoned farming. They roasted 110 years in Israel. They are selling it for 300 naira. It is not as expensive as it is in Abuja. The inflation is Israel. Why is it that? Because our people have abandoned farming. Yahoo guys are determining the economic outcome of the nation. And I know that as a Yoruba man, I cannot hold my hand that it is time the other people wake up and address it. If I was not as
ní má ṣe wà ní patí ní ìjẹta bí àwọn tó bá padà dé wọ́n sí lé mo kàn sọ ni. Mo ń gbọ́ sà.
You've elucidated on all of those challenges about Koiki, about
yes.
the other person to kidnapping the killing. I just want you to tell me how is cessation the solution, because
okay, all right. Okay, now Mungo.
In Kogi State, there was along the Lokoja road. Passengers were kidnapped, and the fact people said on so it was Fulani herdsmen. By the time the local vigilante went into the bush to rescue them, every one of the kidnappers, they are all indigenous of Kogi, Ajala and the Rabbi tribe. They are indigenous of Kogi State, they are not Fulani.
Okay.
So in every state you have criminals. In Oyo State where they killed the doctor, they say it was Fulani, but by the time the arrest was made, it was an Oyo indigene, and it was due to political reason. So the question
okay. Any issue again. Okay, all right. Again, that I know what you see. The problem we would have is that the last one that dárúkọ yẹn nígbà tó pa Dr. Borode lẹ́yìn sọ yẹn àbí.
Yes.
Okay, mo ti rí ibi tí ẹ ti gbọ́ program local media guy yẹn. I will not say more than that. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fún Mr. Olaniran because ẹ bá ti gbọ́ local media guy yẹn. Òun ló fún yín ní that information tó lọ gbéyàwó kan wá tó ní political reason lọ ṣe pa Dr. Borode. Ṣé àwọn pé èmi rí bàbá Borode ṣá intense ẹ jẹ́ wà very careful. Ọlọ́run máa ṣàmì ó máa lágbára báyìí. Mr. Olaniran mo ń bọ̀ kọ́ pé lẹ́ẹ̀kan how many minutes mo ní time ti lọ bàjẹ́ àti lo extra 1 hour. Mo ń bọ̀ Mr. Olaniran, I might just give you 1 minute but ẹ jẹ́ kí n wò bí I'm gonna get caller quickly if the caller will be picking up, if otherwise. Mr. Olaniran, ẹgbọ́n sókè, the caller is not picking. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ yín, and that will be about it from the space. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo. Thank you so much. No more requests to be able to come in. It is time for me to. I know somebody is sending another request. I gotta go because it's been 3 hours and I have to go. Ẹ má bínú sí mi. Mr. Olaniran, ẹgbọ́n sókè. 1 more minute, and then I'll come back.
Ọ̀dà ẹ ṣe pẹ́ lórí àsìkò onígbọ̀n bá ti kú ọdún pé fẹ́ ṣe close man fẹ́ náà. So nǹkan tó lè máa sọ ni pé kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́nìbọ̀dì ò bá ṣe tó máa fẹ́ ní ìyẹnu padà pé orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá òun lè fẹ́. So àwa lè wá gba orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tán o káwọn máa bá wa jà yẹn ò mátà. But for now orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá lè fẹ́ àgbógbó ọ̀nà púpọ̀ tó wá gbà mo lè máa fi kún ẹni ọ̀nà tó bá gbà.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Mo kí àwa Comfort Ológunjà. Wọ́n ní Kogi State is not safe o. Terrorists are crossing over to Ondo State by Kogi State. Miss Aisha, your closing remark in 1 minute, please. If you're still with us. All right. I think she's no longer with us as well. She's just there. Ẹ má bínú, Mr. OG Kijipa. Tí bá tún gbẹ̀yìn náà wọlé nísìn, a tún move on to another angle. I appreciate everyone. Regardless of your belief, whether Yoruba people should have an independent country. The question that popped up that I think I should address before I go from the last caller was that Mr. Koiki, kí ni reason kan tẹ́tẹ̀ ṣe sọ pé fẹ́ Yoruba nation? One thing we need to understand is the reasons that we want an independent country. First and foremost is that we will be able to create back what was taken away from us, which is our identity. There is no way you can say we will have one Nigeria and then we will still be using that one Nigeria as our identity. We would disagree with you. That about Motele is a different thing. We shouldn't be, playing what we have now known. For the fact that you can understand that Nigeria was not created by our forefathers. So kò sí any argument that take place on the table. I don't care how you love Nigeria. Look, you can't love Nigeria more than a lot of us. Okay. And when we say Nigeria, it is our territory, that geographical space, our land space here. But the name that was forced on it is creating a lot of wahala problem. It might not be known before, but it is now obvious that it is known. Mo lè máa sọ pé Mr. Adewuyi tó ń gbọ́ mi nísìnyí lórí Twitter space pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n nígbà tí mo mọ̀ pé orúkọ yẹn kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà àmọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ àti mọ̀ nísìnyí. So we want to make sure that our identity return back to us. Don't come and say, we will take that identity, but we can still be using Nigeria. No, that identity is not representing us today in that Nigerian passport. We need a Yoruba passport. Simple as ABC. I'm not interested in, yes, I still have Nigerian British passport. I've said that enough time. And when we still have a country, you will need a passport to move from point A to B. But the fact remains is that that passport is not our true identity. Then the other one is that our diversity is better. The bigger we have the numbers. No. Again, we don't need the big numbers. It is literally holding us back. Saying, but it's leadership, like the first caller, I need to padà sálọ because but I think APC ni wọ́n bá ti pa APC jà. But he is an APC member. They cannot even solve their problem. Problem tí wọ́n ní sí ó wà lára problem báwa fi bá wọn solve. Because all the problems that every one of you are facing in the Nigeria today can be solved when we pull out of Nigeria. Because even if Tinubu changed the 1999 constitution as amended, that fraudulent constitution, even if that constitution is changed, that would not stop us from asking for our right. Nígbà tá a bá ti wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa identity, Many of you, like Mr. Basharu, he has a farm, he's doing very well. But I want everybody to do very well. I just don't want you to do very well. The reason why we have crime, you are talking about the Yahoo. But what about the billions that have been stolen by the criminal politicians? We are not condemning crime here. So we take our identity, we can respect our culture. I'm asking for Yoruba nation doesn't mean I was born a Muslim. I have Christian in my family. I have Hindu, I have Buddhist, and I have people that believe in Ifa just like I do myself. But we will take our culture. Àwa lọ preserve culture yẹn bí àwọn Arab ṣe ń preserve culture tiwọn náà tó jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́. Tó bá ti ṣe hajj tán máa lọlé. Má tún sọ pé o fẹ́ claim asylum níbí báyìí. When you go to Germany, you respect their culture. Ọkùnrin àtọkùnrin bára wọn sùn má lọ complain níbẹ̀ ìwọ ló fẹ́ lọ gbé níbẹ̀. Wọ́n ń jẹ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ ohun ẹ̀ ló lọ síbẹ̀. We will keep our culture. Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo our preserve. Ìyẹn ò bá ẹ̀sìn Kristẹni àti Mùsùlùmí jẹ́. Grandma mi tó fi kú mo máa ń sọ ní phase 2 Nàìjíríà délé tó bá ṣe free John tó gbẹdọwọ wa lókè tá máa bu gàrí lé lórí tá máa dùn mọ́yàn nínú á dàbí pé ìjà wà láàrin wọn àti neighbor wa ni. Ìfẹ́ wà láàrin Mùsùlùmí àti Kristẹni àti oníṣẹ̀ṣe. But lẹ́yìn náà wọ́n gbọ́ àwọn Taliban ti wà láàrin yín ní Kogi state. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ gbọ́ kẹgbọ́ ní gbogbo Kwara ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá a ti ní àwọn fundamental Islamic people tó máa ní problem pẹ̀lú wa. Nàìjíríà ò ní lè solve problem yẹn. Sultan Òṣogbo tó sọ fún wa níjẹta pé ọ̀rọ̀ terrorism ló wà yìí o ó máa take decades. We've lived together 63 years. Like Igbo ẹ má parọ́ fúnra wa. Igbo gan náà fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ wa bá ṣe gbọ́ bẹ́ ṣe sọ fún wa. So ẹ má ẹ̀ka tanra wa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí Igbo máa lọ kó lọ dá dúró so that ìjà tá à ń jà láàrin ra wa à lè control narrative border. And this is gonna be the last one. Yesterday was a big debate. A máa dìbò nílùú yìí but ní para wa. Ìtàn sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ní immigration. Wọ́n ní Labour máa ṣí border táwọn Afghanistan máa wọlé táwọn tó lè wá ṣe. Irúwọ́ ògèrè wa ló ń wọ Kogi. Irúwọ́ ògèrè wa ló ń wọlé Yorùbá. Àmọ́ who is who? Ẹ jẹ́ ká gba Yorùbá nation. Ká lè make sure pé migration tó ń wọlé Yorùbá a lè control ó possible. Ó lè má perfect. Lóòótọ́ Amẹ́ríkà kódà tẹ́ bá lọ rí fẹ́ǹsì tí wọ́n ṣe àwọn èèyàn sì ń wọlé láti Mexico but wọ́n control. Ẹ má ká play novice. Ẹ jẹ́ ká rántí pé bó pẹ́ bóyá tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá wà careful àwọn Fúlàní máa padà jẹ gọ́vnà ní Kogi state wá jẹ ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. So gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká wà very very understanding lórí ìtàn bábọ̀. Ní jù báyìí lọ lórí ètò wa Koiki Media. Wẹ́bsáìtì wa náà lè rí ní iwájú yìí yẹn mú kí ìyá wa comfort ológun jẹ́ ṣe àrọ́wọ́ yín ẹkú gbogbo gbà ẹkú tọ́jú wa. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko a máa délẹ̀ lérí. Awareness yẹn náà ló máa pọ̀ sí i. Ní gbọ́wọ́ kúrò ní orí ẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní mo wà lórí live show báyìí o. Mo wà lórí live program báyìí. So gbogbo ẹni tó bá wá sọ pé ní délẹ̀ lérí ní ṣépè fún yín àmọ́ ẹ rántí pé ìran wa là ń jà fún wọn. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin sisters mi ẹ̀yin beautiful sisters ẹ̀yin màmá mo kí ẹ lẹ́gẹ́ Miami kúṣẹ́ mo kí Lexi beautiful mo kí ẹ̀yin Biafra ayọ̀ dìméjì mo mọ̀ pé nǹkan náà anonymous lẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi ẹ wà lórí ètò ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa èmi náà máa ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ má wọrí oyè wọ̀ náà o ti gbé ọwọ́ lé anonymous yẹn tó bá wà lọ ṣe mistake tó rántí click ẹ̀ máa kọ̀ lórí ẹni mo mọ̀ pé òun gbọ́ mi bá parọ́ òun gbọ́ mi mo kẹ́ Kíjìpá ẹ bá kí àfáà Kíjìpá mo like bàbá yẹn dáadáa ẹ bá ń kí àfáà gbogbo àwọn àfáà ńláńlá gbogbo àwọn ṣéwù tó ti kú kọ́nà wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. And on that note gbogbo lé mo kí yín o bàbá mi Theophilus tó buyì mo kí yín ìyàwó Ọlájírè kókà gbogbo ẹni tí bá dárúkọ Pastor Mo ní 2 weeks ago precisely ni wọ́n pa in-law wọn ní Port Harcourt wọn ò lè parọ́ náà ṣé ìyẹn máa ń fi òkú parọ́ ni in-law wọn yẹn wọ́n níyàwó ẹ̀ṣẹ́ kú ni wọ́n ṣe sọ fún mi mo lọ sí Heathrow airport mo lọ sí airport nígbà tí wọ́n sọ wọ́n ní ọkọ ẹ̀ àtàwọn tọ́jọ́ kidnap gbogbo ni wọ́n yan tú. So ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tí security bá wà lọ́dọ̀ yín ládùúgbò yín ẹ dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run ni o. There is still security in the land and there is no doubt about it. My name is Koiki. We've learned a lot from this program tàbí ṣe gan kódà ó rẹ́gẹ́lẹ́ ni torí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn politicians wa náà ni. Mo kí sister mi Aisha, mo kí gbogbo yín náà lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí a máa tún máa pàdé nígbà tán bá tún láǹfààní àti túnjọ ríra. Èmi náà ni àbúrò yín, ẹ̀gbọ́n yín, olólùfẹ́ yín tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí Koiki Media. Mo kí bàbá mi Dòwò ẹni afẹ́, ẹni tí bàbá dárúkọ mo bẹ̀yìn ni ẹ má fi ṣe ìbínú pé Koiki adẹjọ́ wà lórí ètò látàárọ̀ ní òtẹ́ ní òrí ni ẹ má bínú sí wa, kò sí bá ṣe fi ṣètò tí a máa pick everybody. Yoruba Nation, no going back. Thank you so much to every single one of us. Bye for now. Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Bye for now.